You know what? I'll use that as a quick opportunity to springboard us back into the game. Because as Flux is looking around, as she realizes after the fight, like, you know what? I can switch these gauntlets and these gears around. Maybe I should be checking things. Rhea will take the moment to cross the battlefield over to her and give a nod at Flux as Flux is debating weapons. She's like, I could get another two-hander. Rhea's going to hold her sword up. If you've got the space, though, this thing's pretty damn strong, and you're holding that front line.
You really want Flex to have the vorpal sword. I
don't. As a DM, I don't. I have to say. I don't want you to, but I don't want you to. As bad as I hate double negatives. It's just... Rhea just saw what this sword can do in a fight, that it turned the tides of combat. And your character's like, okay, maybe I should be looking at a different weapon. And she goes, look, I just took this guy's head clean off with this sword. If you want a powerful one, this one's proved itself. So, you know, she's being Rhea. She is a sidekick. Yeah. It's her job to support. By no means is this Alan saying Flux should be wielding a vorpal sword. For all I care, Dean could pick it up and be like, I'm gonna kill some people.
Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate it. I guess my thing is, like, I have the great weapon fighting now. So, I kind of need...
You need the big
two-handed. Yeah.
Does great weapon fighting... Does it only work for heavy weapons? Or can you, if you use, like, a long sword and two hands, would it also work?
With melee weapons wielded with two hands. So theoretically, if I had a versatile weapon, I could use it.
You just need to be wielding the melee weapon with two hands. Any versatile weapons.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't have a two-handed, but we have lots of long swords.
Long swords are versatile. They can be two-handed.
Yeah.
But, like,
do we have plus twos?
You have a +3 sword on you.
Yep.
I don't know why you haven't included it on your character sheet, but I have it recorded here that you took it.
Yep.
It's where
Avenger?
Give me a moment.
Sorry, what were you saying, Dan? I think it cut out.
He said 1 moment.
I said give me a moment.
Okay. Sorry, yeah, I just misheard you.
If we were sitting at the table, he'd be pulling out a book and flipping through pages. Hang on just a second.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
doing.
Oh, we've seen it. It's the best. I love it.
You have a +3 blade. It's a longsword. Once per turn, you can teleport to the weapon after you have thrown it.
Oh, I definitely did not have that written down. What does it have a name? Like, could I look for it in D&D Beyond? Because I usually use D&D Beyond.
No, I didn't give it a name because you took it.
Yeah.
Well, that was kind of directed at Alan, just because if I wanted a sword, like, is there something I could search for it, or would it be a homebrew?
That depends before I put my foot in my mouth. Jade, maybe you can remind me on this one. I did give some magical items that I randomly rolled. I think that one was in the pile. But when I did so, there was one weapon that I pointed out, oh, this one looks great and powerful, but it's never seen battle. So it didn't have a name. I don't want to give this sword a name randomly if it's not supposed to have one. But anybody remember that?
I remember you saying that. I'm not sure
I remember
which
you
weapon.
saying that. I remember you saying that when I got the Dancing Greatsword. Like, way back at the beginning.
Right,
at the very beginning.
You named that sword.
Yeah, I did. I named it Bolt.
Thank you. It was the Dancing Greatsword. So this sword, I don't think it even had a name. It was just a longsword.
It's a longsword with a lightning streak going up the core that allows you to teleport to the blade once per turn. And it's a +3.
Requires attunement as well.
Okay.
It should have the throne property as well.
Okay.
If it doesn't, that's my bad on that one. I think.
So
it's a homebrew item, right, Jade?
I don't know because I didn't write a name down because I never caught a name for it. And then Flux said she was taking it because she was a 2-weapon fighter. So I never looked further into it. But we were looking around because we were wondering about that throne property for the hammer. And I never saw it on her character sheet. So no one ever wrote it down outside of my book.
I mean, it's very... It's very likely that what happened is that maybe it was something that we got at the end of the session, and I was like, oh, I'll wait until... If it was a homebrew item, I was probably thinking I'll wait until Alan makes it, and then I'll add it to my inventory. But if it's not a homebrew item, then that's definitely on me for not typing it in, because I just don't want to... I can do a homebrew sword, but I'm not very good at it on D&D Beyond, so I'd be worried about inputting it incorrectly.
It was part of the Dragon Horde, so we had a lot of magic flowing through, so it's quite likely missed. Because I got it right beside his key storing belt and the Ring of Reaction, all our gold, and other treasures that came with the Dragon Horde.
Yeah, this is definitely sounding familiar. Like I said, Dan, I think what probably happened is I probably said, oh, I'll wait until Alan makes it, and then I'll add it as the homebrewed item, because I assumed it was a homebrew. I think that's probably what happened, and that's probably why I didn't enter it in my inventory. I really appreciate you taking the notes.
I get I don't know. This one. Oh, yeah.
No, you don't at all. No, you don't at all.
Here I am typing up a homebrew item at this time, and Flux is like, this is Alan's fault.
That's not what I meant. It was my responsibility to follow up with you about that, Alan.
I'm only messing. Don't mind me. I'm having a bit of fun. But I'll quickly make a long sword and throw it up into D&D Beyond on your character. It'll take me a few moments. I just have to roll through. It's mostly putting the instructions in here, and it does require attunement.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
and I believe it is homebrewed for the simple fact is I tried to find something like that on D&D Beyond, 5e tools, and just Google searching, and I can't find nothing on that.
They usually don't give the thrown property to longswords. I will admit this. But what I'm doing is, because normally you can throw a longsword anyway, it's 2060 improvised weapon, 1d4 damage. Personally, I let a longsword do 1d6 if used as an improvised weapon, because it's a giant sharp blade. You throw that at someone, it's going to do more damage than a chair. But, unless you hit with the hilt, then it's just going to be 1d6 bludgeoning, but, But that's, with that weapon, it has thrown property, so you can biff it once, teleport to it, grab it, and technically biff it again. But, I mean, you wouldn't be able to teleport to it that second time, but you could the next turn, and, it's wonky.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is it works for an emergency get in or get out, because she could throw it out of combat and teleport out.
Yeah, I'm going to limit the teleportation that the sword must be within 200 feet of you, just for logistics' sakes. Otherwise, if you leave the sword in the material plane and you're in the astral plane and you want to come home, you get what I'm saying here, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to break the game wide open.
I honestly wouldn't have even noticed that. Like, I'm sure somebody else would have figured that out, but I just would have been like...
Jade was already thinking about that.
That's kind of what I was getting at.
But I mean, you leave it at the start of the dungeon. You go through the dungeon if you need to. Teleport out, run away.
Oh fuck! I'm giving it line of sight.
Flux wouldn't do that, but like.
Yeah, I also think that it's another. I feel like you've definitely been giving us like a thunder theme every time you give us a homebrewed item. There always seems to be like an element of like electricity or thunder or something with it. So
I do it for two reasons. The first is. Everybody uses fire, and I like electricity, and it's blue, and I like the color blue, so that's very much me. But the second reason is a very, very simple and straightforward reason. So far, we've seen two of the major people who use any form of elemental power regularly, Flux and our wizard, not use fire. Electricity's been a big one of go-to, same with thunder waves and stuff, so I sort of lean it that way, because that's the flavor of the campaign.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, for sure. I just think it's... That just makes me think even more that it was something that you made because...
Oh, yeah, because I
put your little signature on it.
I will be dead honest. I do break the meta rules of, you should be completely partial in the treasure you're giving out and make it slightly work to, I ignored everything with fire. Because, that's going to do you great in hell.
Yeah.
It's like, I got a sword, I think I gave you really early on a +3 fire sword.
Yes, we have a flaming sword.
Yeah, it's like...
It was part of Maggie's dungeon. We pulled it out of the door.
Oh, yeah, I know that one, too. Why do you think there was an oven mitt in that dungeon? The super awesome, indestructible oven mitt of doom. Don't forget about that, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I still have those, yeah.
Oh, yeah. In case your character ever needs to punch a lava elemental.
We also have a longsword of life stealing.
Ooh,
Shit.
very nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I was actually. I've been reading about the spell plague because I'm like trying to figure out what my character knows and what he doesn't. And part of the spell plague was blue flames, which just further explains why Nimbar does not like fire.
Yeah. Spell
Like I
spell
had,
plague
I had it
would've
in his
been-
background, and then I read that too. I'm like, oh, even more reason.
The spell plague for Nimbar would have been like 2 or 3 years where he would feel like he was constantly drunk 24/7 every day. And not in the good, happy dancing down the street kind of way, but in the groggy, half painful, where the hell's the toilet kind of way.
Yes.
It's pretty cool that Nimbar has essentially been through at least like a couple of like major world-shaking like revolutionary events in his life. Like,
Oh yeah, he'd be like, I bumped the shoulders with a god one time, and the party'd be like, really? Be like, yeah, he knocked me through a wall. Frigger was leaving the bar. Not cool.
Yeah. I mean, during the spell plague, the gods actually walked the earth.
Yep, they
Like-
were cast down. There's a lot of fucking reasoning, but some people say the present god of magic usurped the position by killing the previous one, which caused the spell plague.
Yeah.
That's the official story, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's also like, hey, here's a lot of shit you can work with. It's like, ooh.
Yeah.
yeah.
So don't travel to the past if you can help it.
Yeah. But we were also like Dan and I were talking about this earlier. All your characters are young, that with the exception of probably Alec. All your characters may have had like a grandparent who lived through it. Maybe.
Yep.
How
What?
long ago was this spell plague?
About 100 years, give or take.
Yeah,
It's very close to spot on 100 years.
Yeah.
Oh, Alec's dad lived through the spell plague then, but he spent, or his backstory is he spent like 100 years in Candlekeep studying, so he probably just was like, I'm not going out there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like that was a bad time to be magic caster. So
Admittedly, he would have been like, his dad would have been just getting through the insanity of it. And when Dean was like, when Alec was like, okay, I'm ready to learn the ways of the druid, his dad just takes him to the library. Me too, son. That's probably what happened.
Well, it's so I'm playing his dad in another campaign.
Oh, nice.
And the idea is his mum's at the head of his druid clan, so all the druid stuff comes from her.
Nice.
But it's kind of like his dad was oblivious to the fact that she was interested in him until like she just told him, by the way, we're getting married, and he's like, what?
He blinks a few times. What the hell is marriage? Because, he looks like Goku for a second.
Yeah,
is that something to
he's-
eat?
Loved it.
yeah,
That's pretty
he's
good.
a
And I'd be
freaking
honest,
nerd.
if I knew your DM well, I'd be like, hey, could you add this and this to your game at some point so I have my my plot hooks and some red herrings out there? And then they'd be like, so long as you do this and this in yours, and I'd be like, yeah.
I can link you. I can link you to his DMs in Discord.
Okay, I'm just trying.
Oh, it's half tempting, but you don't want me cross planning because I already
boy.
I love littering my campaigns with little plot hooks and stuff like that. Like, for example, the one thing that hasn't been mentioned yet, because the party's been chilling now on their. I'm giving you all a short rest since I've looked at the game clock and it's been about that long while we've been chatting. So the party can take a short rest, no effects, because you're sitting there like, wow, look at all this weird stuff, and Jade's probably like, but what about this sword?
Yeah. You mean Dusty's sword?
I don't know. Is it his sword?
Oh yeah, that was the whole.
A twisted,
have-
blackened, worn version of Hellsbane, for sure. Flux was able to confirm it because since she had the blacksmithing and she was the first blacksmith to look at it, she just popped open, I believe it's called the tang, even on a longsword, I'm not sure. Popped open the bottom of the blade to take a look at the tang, and sure enough, the exact same signature is on there. And that's hard stamped. It's like literally writing your name in molten metal, so duplicating it, unless the stamp was forged in a similar way, which is next to improbable. You know what I mean?
I could try to attune to it. Flux will suggest.
If it can help you figure it out.
Well, is the copy as magical as the original?
Do I exist? Where am I?
You.
Do any of us exist, Kieran?
Hey, after watching that episode of, I'm just moving the minis quickly. After watching, what was it? Young Sheldon. He's not sure anymore. They put him in a philosophy class, and he's like, "Are we real? Oh, geez, yeah, you're gone. Hold on a sec, bud. Somehow your player got deleted."
Huh.
I mean, I don't think you got hit that hard by the obsidian dudes.
I don't think I got hit at all by them.
No, mostly
I
just
rested. I was at full health. Yeah.
mostly just the tanks, and then the indisposable female front line. I don't know what else to say. These three ladies here pretty much mopped it up. Even though this was John, I know, but it's still Rhea because it's her gear and her character.
Yeah, no, it's
Like,
her.
it's like the battle's going, everyone's doing their things, and these three party members step up like, "This is how we dish out about 400 damage in one turn, DM. Watch." I'm leaning back like, "What about my bad guy?" And the wizard's like, "No." And then the druid's like, "Also, no." Oh, that was good times. So yes, you do have the blade, and looking it over, it does tingle with magical energy. I don't know what else to say, tingle, because if you pick up a magical item and you look at it and you go, "Oh, this is magical," before you attune, but you're not a wizard, it tingles with magical energy, so you sense you could probably attempt to attune to it, certainly.
I mean, I'd be happy to hear the party weigh in. I can. Or if you think it's going to be dangerous, like...
Rhea holds up a hand and says, and sort of with a little bit of a whisper, I'm still hearing whispers. I don't think I should be messing around with more stuff right now."
The other option is our lovely little bard over there does have identify.
Oh yeah, I do.
Bellamy, who has up until now looking at the obsidian body, giving it a kick every now and again, cracking knuckles, like, "Yeah, I did that to you. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What?" Hey, Bellamy, and the wizard's like, "Hey, Bellamy, are you able to identify?" She's like, "Oh yeah, ain't no thing."
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I can identify that.
Alright.
Nimbar's going to gift Bellamy with her own spellbook one day.
Yeah,
Oh, I
not
have
that you need a spell book just so you can write it down so you...
Yeah.
What do you mean one day? He's already written 2 of them out for her.
Yeah.
And I know exactly how that book will look in her hands. I mean, it's the opposite here, but that'll be her at the time. Like, what the
I'd like to think it's kind of like Andy Dwyer in Parks and Rec when they give him the honorary police badge, and the next scene transition is just like, "Where did it go? I don't know. I lost it."
Love it.
Yeah,
I gotta watch that show. I completely missed it when it was on air, and now everyone's like, "Oh yeah, it's like The Office. Go watch it."
I've tried watching like that, The Office. Like, I love the clips, but I do not enjoy the full show.
If you're gonna watch Parks and Recreation, I strongly recommend that you start at season 2.
Yeah, I've heard
Skip
that.
season 1. Skip
Okay.
season 1 entirely. Go back and watch season 1 later if you want to, but don't even bother with season 1. It's not good. The characters are poorly developed. It's
like
it's
the
a
Star
lot
Trek
really
one.
quickly. Yeah, if you want to watch Parks and Rec, start at season 2. That's all you need to do.
All right.
Alrighty, I'll have to check that out. And I'm sure our like 1 or 2
I'll try
people who
that.
watch these videos are like, "What do you mean the DM hasn't watched Parks and Recreation? Blasphemy!" I do the imager though, so it really is blasphemy. But alrighty, so that was about 10 minutes of game time. So that's how long it takes to identify as ritual, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, Bellamy, as you put a hand on top of the blade, you get a bad feeling right away. You know, like evil. Not like, "Oh, this is gonna hurt me," but you touch the blade and it's like, "Oh, this is not my alignment. Hang on." Upon identification of the blade, you determine that it is a powerful artifact of incredible strength, or at least you'd hope. In fact, the blade is simply +1, first and foremost. Furthermore, you are only able to attune to this blade if you are lawful evil Or Jade?
Nope. Jade can't. Jade
Oh,
can't change alignment.
He can't get around the alignment restrictions for attunement?
I'm 90% certain because
No, Artificer is the only one that can go around alignment.
Oh, my bad.
I don't think even artificers can actually.
Oh, damn. They really lock that one. I usually throw
Yeah.
that on there as this is a bad weapon, but you can still use it if you want to. You have to be of evil alignment to be able to attune to this blade.
No, because remember we also had the two-handed axe that Jade couldn't do because of evil alignment, and the sash from the Mummy Lord that he can't do, and I believe that's due to alignment.
Yeah, I just double checked. Artificer class, race, level, and level requirements on attuning to a magic item. So class, race, spell, and level of requirement.
But
So,
not the attunement. So attunement is the one hard lockout still.
alignment, but yes.
Or attunement. You can't attune if you can't attune to the attuning of the attunement. Attunement. Tune into this attunement coming next week. The blade, however, you can sense inside of it hatred, vitriol, and anger forged this blade. Its edge bathed in the blood of heroes. The horrid blade. The harbinger of apocalypse.
Oh.
It deals 66 necrotic damage to any target it strikes. 3 times per day. If you were to miss on an attack, you can instead re-roll the attack for 1 charge. You can only use this ability once per turn. And it's a +3 blade.
Guys, this sword is real angry.
Was the original blades? Did it? I take it didn't resonate with that kind of evil.
Quite the opposite. The Hellsbane is a prime example of humanity's making a stand. It shines with power, a pure white blade, and just resonates goodness. This one, however, has been tempered by anger and hatred and vitriol, and the blood of heroes, twisting it and turning it into the monstrosity it's become. However, what makes it even worse, as Bellamy confirms, tracing her fingers down the hilt as she points at Flux. Your swords go together, right? She points and indicates the way the hilt's designed. This one locks set with another.
Ooh.
So what we'll have to do, we'll have to find the other sword, and then we'll have to find a way to purify them.
Unfortunately, there is one other bad part to the blade. The Bellamy will immediately notice as this point, as she's looked at all the power, the core going up the center of this blade, a small shot of red that almost reaches the tip, which at first appeared to be some crackle of the power that lies within, is in fact damage to the blade. You don't know how many fights this sword has left in it, but without a doubt, if used, this blade will someday, very soon, shatter.
Huh.
Whatever fight it went through to get it to this point, to do this kind of damage to a blade of this degree of power, you've got no idea what it's been through. But probably hell.
I'm very glad Flux is not being possessed with the spirit of an evil sword, because I don't know if we would stop her before she killed several of us.
Yeah.
It definitely would not have been a fun fight for sure.
I don't want to cut off Flux's head.
Just while we're looking over our stuff,
Yeah, Belly's
I think I found a book too.
Yes, you did find a book and you passed that over to Nimbar as well.
You both flew
Oh,
through
okay,
the
give
spells.
that one to you too.
Yes.
It was like
Okay.
at the very end of the session, I sent out the spell list, and Bellamy was
Oh,
like, "Check this out, wizard." And then you made the wizard's day.
And then actually, we had like an hour's of rest.
You got a short rest.
We got a short rest.
So I'm just. Nimbar's just going to take a couple minutes to learn two first level spells from the book and write them into his.
You probably notice around this point, Flux, that Rhea's been staring a little bit now at Flux's neck and armor and stuff like that. And you have 2 or 3 side glances, you'd finally hear her murmur at one point, "Damn it, I don't know if it will cut through those." As if the thought suddenly comes to her and she's looking at you like, is her neck that tough? Damn scales in the armor. Maybe my sword can't make it through. You realize at this point, you're intimidating. Oh. No, Rhea's just fixated on her sword because she's like, I chopped its fucking head off. To use the F-bomb for once for her, because, you know, that was pretty epic. The fight's like just starting. He goes, I got full health. What are you guys gonna do? Roll a 20? Well, that was unexpected. Wish I could roll a 20 with a vorpal blade.
Does
Is
it just as an NPC? Does Rhea have hit dice, or does she need healing spells?
Oh, she does in fact have hit die. She has 18d8 for her hit die at her present level. 18d8 plus 17, according to the calculation. So let me grab a calculator. Wait, what am I doing here? She is what, down? 44 health. So I'm gonna roll 10d8 for her. She's gonna burn through 10 because she's a little roll. That's... If she's lucky, that'll top her off. If not... Huh! You all see that, right?
Yep, that's pretty much bang on.
That was exactly what she needed, so
Yep.
I mean...
Beautiful.
I don't know what else to say, except you're welcome, because Flux got this song stuck in my head.
Sorry.
It's alright, Moano's flipping awesome. I love that chicken.
Still,
also
still
do-
not seen it.
I'll do a little Song of Rest.
Ooh, Song of Rest, bonus healing.
Nice.
Yeah, so anyone who used hit dice can have an extra 1d6.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, not
Well-
much, but there you go.
I'll take it. That might bring me to full.
Rhea's topped out, so she should be okay. Only because I got real lucky on that dice roll. Though, as the DM who's saying this, it's another example of, I don't care if you guys win or lose, I'm here to play the game. Rhea rolls great on the health. Hey! Rhea rolls poor on health. Hey! Either way, I'm happy. I have to be impartial, but enjoy it at the same time.
So she wouldn't have had hit dice when she was just like the veteran stat block. It's only because she's a sidekick now. I've not read through
enemies,
those.
Technically, everything in the game has hit die. Their hit dice are always described
Right.
on a monster stat block. The veteran is pretty decent. It was like D10s or something, but I use the base class of the soldier. That'll determine the hit die as being a D8. It's actually not based off the sidekick class, but based off whatever NPC class you pick. And I'll be honest, I went for whichever one had a high health, which was the soldier. It's interesting. It's basically they start gaining levels, and that's their base class. So, example, Rhea has multi-attack as a feature that lets her make 2 longsword attacks. She can do a short sword as well, but she also has 3 attacks per turn now as part of being a sidekick. That overrides multi-attack. They can't work together. She can't use multi-attack 3 times. Could you imagine? Flux would be so mad.
That'd be dumb.
Flux would be like, I'm becoming a sidekick. Forget this fighter class. Do way more damage, swing 10 times a turn, just turn into a walking tornado. I'm surprised they gave them 3 at this level, to be honest. But I digress. She doesn't get anything else now except APIs, which might go into feats. I built her to be the character she is as with your party, and I put all of her level ups for everything into strength, so that she has a nice 20 strength. That's right, her base strength is higher than Flux's base strength.
Okay, cool.
I think.
No,
Your base strength without any magical gear or anything whatsoever?
I think it's 20. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Let me
that's
double check.
awesome.
But I did read the tome, so I think that brought me up. Just 1 second. I'll
Which also
just
lets you
expand.
take your base strength up to 22.
Yep. Increases that cap.
Yeah, for the record, I now know comprehend language and learn.
Oh, nice. And the monk, meanwhile, is
Now
like
you
patting you
can
on the
be
back,
alarming.
like, Now you're on par with my capacity to communicate.
Yeah. My base strength is 20.
So then, with
And I unequipped everything. Just
oh, that is awesome. So that means you and
just
Ray
because you guys asked.
have a nice 20. You give that high
Yep.
5 and it sends off a shockwave and the ship shifts a bit in air and both of you are like, shit, we gotta hold it back. The best part though is if you ever put a belt of giant strength on the monk, they can use all that strength just instead of dexterity for their attacks, and it's fun. My joke is they go from doing kung fu to karate. Kung fu, very fluid, very moving. Karate, I punch you through a wall, man. But I digress. So with that, any other funky things in the dungeon? Because Bellamy blew the lid off the Harbinger of the Apocalypse. Is it Harbinger, Harbinger, Harbinger? I know the word.
I've always said Harbinger.
Harbinger,
Yeah, that's
good.
what I know it as.
Good, good. Like, I know
I'm
the
fairly
word.
certain both words are proper.
No, not
I'm
in
pretty
English.
sure I've heard both.
Yeah, I've heard it. I think I
Oh.
usually use Harbinger.
I thought you meant most words were okay to pronounce as seen. Shoot, I'm like, not in English, man. I get it. But yes.
Oh no! Like depending on where you're from, the pronunciation will change. Like,
Right.
I know I've heard both.
Right, Alec?
Absolutely no idea what any user on about.
Yeah, no. Love it. Oh, that's the best parts, the diversity of things. I watch a lot of Ramsey while we're in lockdown right now, and like Master Chef, all that shit, and he'll be talking and someone will be like, I put a whole bunch of, and he's like, oh, you're throwing bloody basil on there. And one of the other chefs who's working leans back and says to one of the other dudes, basil, by the way, is what he calls basil. I just lose my shit because I didn't even think of it. It's like, yeah, he's putting basil on there, but he's pronouncing it the way he pronounces it because he's from Scotland. Like, my favorite though, someone comes up and she makes haggis, and she's from Scotland, and him and one of the other chefs eats it, and the third guy, Joe, I'm really excited. What is this? They tell him what it is, and you see the look on his face, and then he eats it, and he's like, that's horrible. The other two are like, that's the most delicious thing ever. You're dumb. I loved it. Poor Ramsey, he almost cried. He's like, you're reminding me of home. Then the next guy who comes in, he's like, Ramsey, I've cooked a dish for you from your home. He goes, oh yeah? Puts down like fish and chips or something. Right out of England. He goes, I'm Scottish, you bloody wank.
Oh, that he just tanked his chances there.
Yeah, he didn't make it through. I laughed pretty hard on that one. Like,
Instant ban.
Yeah.
He should have just hung up his apron.
oh god, yeah, that was it for him. Oh, so that's my fun little excursion into the world of TV and COVID. So, with that in mind, any other wonky fun things the party wants to do before moving on, or any exploration in the Obsidian Cave? As mentioned, there's no more glimmer and light, and I believe at one point Nimbar used magic vision after the fight. I mean, it's been quite a while now, so.
I would have.
And nothing in this room will be showing any degree of magic anymore. Just shards of obsidian sticking out of rocks and wall.
Okay.
Except Jake
need-
glowing like a torch. Or,
I mean, all of us glow like a torch.
And,
Does anyone need a bag?
Oh, the handy hover sack.
Yeah, because I already have a bag of holding. So if anyone needs, like, some extra space, you can have the haversack.
Have anything like that, but I also don't tend to carry like much extra stuff, really, right? Like, so I don't know if it would be
Mm-hmm.
okay or
Flux,
not.
did you
I
want to
can-
take it? I was just gonna say Flux could take it too. I have a ton of
If-
stuff.
If you have way more items than I do, so it probably makes sense for you to carry it, like, rather than me. Because, like, I really just have, like, my stick and, like, some, like, random crap, right? And that's, like, basically all I carry around.
I mean, it's neat stuff, but y'all got so many bags of holding and pockets of folding and all that. When you get a handy haversack,
Yeah.
it's like, this shit's level 1, bro.
Yeah, like, usually I just assume if we have extra crap, just hand it over to Jade to, like, keep in his, like, vault, right? Like,
You mean my 5 bags of holding?
yeah.
Just keep in mind, the haversack cannot be put in a bag of holding. Same rules as
Oh,
always.
yes.
Yeah.
Boom.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's not technically true. It can. It's just not advised.
I don't know if it's technically true, because as you go to put it in, that happens. Does it enter or does it not? It's the same thing as, are we real or are we not? We can't know for sure.
No, it specifies placing it inside the extra dimensional space. So clearly it can go in, it's just not going to end well.
But when you do so, both are instantly destroyed. So it doesn't even really get in because of the instantaneous destruction. You see what I mean? We're on a very interesting slippery slope here. I mean, by the rules, it says it goes inside, so that's the thing. But logically, maybe it doesn't.
Not. He's just kind of feather falling down there.
See, this is the kind of question that posed to Jeremy Crawford. Does the handy haversack technically exist inside of a portable hole before it's destroyed? Or does that happen as part of the effect of trying to put it in? He'd be like, what are you trying to do that you need this answer? But yeah, so the handy haversack, as discovered by Bellamy, seems to be a bit extra. And I think you said you passed it over to Flux? Or was that going
Or
to Jade with
Alec.
everything in?
Yeah, if she wants it.
Or Alec, it really doesn't matter. I kind of love the idea of Flux walking around with like her hammer, her greatsword, her book, her gauntlets, her glaive, her 3 javelins of lightning, her 1, 2, 4, 6 daggers,
Admittedly,
a silvered longsword.
She's
given
certainly
this
strong
property,
enough.
I just posted it up. Given the single property, it might come in handy for Flux, because whatever she needs will always be on top when she reaches. But the kicker is, it takes a full action to take something out of the bag.
Oh.
So that's rough in combat.
Alex a loyal customer at the Bank of Jade, so if Flux wants to take it, like, he's so used to just saying, what bag is it in? I'll take that. It's just...
Yeah, and I'm kind
Really?
of the same way. Like, I think it's hilarious that I have so much stuff, but I'm also, like, strong enough to carry all of it, so it doesn't really matter.
I
Let's
have
see.
an efficient quiver if you don't want to carry around those javelins.
You have what, sorry?
An efficient quiver.
Oh, I mean, if you're not using it, sure.
Yeah, Flux, you take the haversack for now.
Alright, she'll, you all watch comically as she, like, starts to, like, disarm her extra weapons and start putting it all in.
It's like a
One dagger in
reverse.
particular, exactly. One dagger in particular has an invisible blade.
Alright.
I got a nice picture from Munchkin, I think it is. I'm not sure, but judging by the art. But yeah, this is kind of where you're going with this shit with Jade now and everybody.
Yup. Alright. Shall we continue?
Alec will break off a bit of obsidian to take and study. Even though you've said explicitly it's normal obsidian.
Oh yeah.
Is a paranoid druid in hell.
Takes up one big beautiful chunk of it, spins it around. He goes, you know, if I put the numbers 1 through 6 on this, I could use it like a barrel dice.
Hey, you say Munchkin, I just think of Jade using the card cheat with both hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Alright.
I want to play Munchkin now.
But, shall we try and, see what else is in this dungeon?
I
He's
don't
like, I
know.
got spells, let me cast them.
I don't know, Nimbar, we've just found some magic rocks. That's pretty much as good as it gets.
We still have to find the lich.
I like magic sticks and magic rocks.
But we keep going.
What if the Lich was the one controlling these dolls?
Interesting idea, but liches tend to favour more undead things than rock things.
Rhea looks at her sword, looks back at Jade, says, this work on liches?
Like, depends on the lich. Oh yeah, I forgot. The phylactery. We'll need to find that as well.
Oh, for the lich.
Uh-huh.
Well...
What if that was the coffin we passed in the beginning that no one wanted to open?
Rhea holds a finger up. Technically, We were asked by Bell to just get the guy's skull. We could just storm in and be like, Bell sent us, so if he comes back, my enemy's enemy, she sort of...
I'd like to be disappointed in how hell's affecting you, Rhea, but I'm just kind of proud.
Just remember, strategically, Rhea has bad luck.
Yes.
Yes.
Dan, what was the name of that item again that you talked about? Something quiver?
An efficient quiver.
An efficient quiver. Does that work with javelins? There it is.
Yeah, it works with javelins, bows, spears, and daggers, and
Cool. Yeah, I'll put all my daggers and my javelins in there.
Oh shit, you can fit bows, quarterstaffs, and spears in there as well?
Yeah.
Damn.
Alright.
Shall we press onwards?
That's what I would say.
Right.
Alrighty.
Let's make sure we've gathered our party before venturing forth.
Must after all.
So as you creep further through the decrepit crypt, you find yourselves coming to another bend at the end of the hall. I'll save the rest of you a minute and just pull your minis over all at once.
Yeah.
I have to do it in steps, otherwise you'll go through walls and see things you shouldn't. There we are. And I'll pop you there, because we all know how this works, right, Flux?
I mean, yeah, if you guys want to continue that way. I'm fine with taking the cautious way as well.
There we go. I just set Rhea to follow. Usually the tanks are in the front, so I just put them there.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, it all depends on if Jade wants to go ahead and scout for traps, or...
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. What'd you want to do, Dan?
yeah, I'll show for traps.
Sure.
Jesus.
Yep, with a 34 as you creep through the hallway checking the floors and walls, you don't seem to detect any traps, and as Jade moves the corner, you see a large double door blocking your path.
Oh, bugger. It's not one of those doors that you need to tell a joke to get through, because I like those doors.
It is now.
Hey, I've already done one of those.
First off, it's a double door. Is there a giant glowing letter on there?
Nope.
Okay, that takes a whole level of relief to Jake. Because I think that might have been the first time Jay just went, nope, to a door.
Flashbacks.
Right out of there. Forget that. Nope, gone.
Nope, he's on his own. He can get this guy himself.
Okay, so is there a trap on the door?
Thieves' tools or perception for check for trap?
Well, for doors or anything you can interact with physically that your thieves' tools can be used, you're more than welcome to use that. If you don't have that capacity, then you've got to go with your perception for checking for traps.
Okay, no, I just wanted to double check before I rolled it because it's not throwing thieves' tools through again, so I have to roll sleight of hand instead.
Yeah, that should work the same because it's the same sort of thing. Thieves' tools let you use your sleight of hand check, but they make a thieves' tools check, and it's less than fun.
No, I'm gonna roll stealth instead, but it is a thieves' tools check for traps because my sleight of hand is boosted by the gloves of thievery.
Ooh, very nice.
So it's actually a 21 as opposed to the plus 16 that it's supposed to be. So so a 31 to check for traps.
Wait, I thought you said it should have been plus 21, not plus 16.
No, my sleight of hand is plus 21, but my thieves' tools is still only a plus 16
Oh, okay.
because the gloves of thievery only give bonus to sleight of hand and.
All right, my apologies, I misheard. Sorry.
So with a 31, as you examine the door, you find no case of traps on there.
Is it locked?
It is indeed locked.
So it's locked.
Oh, I was just waiting on that roll to pop up. And with a 26, you hear the door's lock give way as it releases.
31.
Oh, right, yeah, you get the extra bonus. Well, 26 pulled it off, show off. You're 31, you pretty much break the lock open. But it's gone now, no more lock at all. You're like, I don't need a lock, and you disassemble it, and you're like, oh shoot, I'm just supposed to undo it.
If you just want to back up there, how about we try a little mage hand first?
Oh, Flux, I do see you have on the D&D your new icon. Look at that. I gotta get that in there. Oh, pardon me.
Oh no, it's not ready yet. If you look at the close up, it's all. I don't want to get into it, but it's. I still have to fix it.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I can draw worth cramp. I'm just making a quick change to your gear. There, that should do it.
I just put that +3 longsword in there, if you're seeing it, just as a placeholder, so I wouldn't forget again.
Oh, I've already added it in.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
Looks like I lost my edits to it though the last time I did it. Let me just fix this up.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, you should have that in there now with the basic information along with how it works and all that stuff. So, fun times.
Okay.
But yeah, Nimbar will try mage handing the door open. I don't know if he can because it may be a heavy door, but
Oh yeah. Oh,
might
and
as well try.
I'm just gonna make a quick note on the sake of complexity for this, for Flux.
Mhm.
The sword has an extra feature on it that it specifically states that it has the thrown property with a normal range of 20 feet, long range 60 feet. It deals 1d8 damage for ranged attacks and cannot benefit from the versatile property for ranged attacks. Some people use the Dwarven Thrower as an example because they'll say, why can't I two-hand? It's versatile, but still has the thrown property. I don't want to get into that junk, so I'm maxing it at 1d8 as opposed to just making it a crappy weapon. So,
Sounds good.
Have fun. And as for John, yeah, Nimbar's magical floaty hand of door opening can certainly open the door.
Okay.
To what reveals to be a rancid smelling pools of green ooze. And you can see skeletons wrapped within some of them. Off to the corner down here, which you can just see within your range of visions, you can see what appears to be a giant skull simply floating face down in the green goop.
I have
Alex sniffs. Does it smell acidic?
Well, I'm not sure. Kind of reminds you of the smell of a swamp. Decomposition and death reek upon the edge of the air. Old, musty, and horrid.
This reminds me of some, like, where the bodies are in the ooze. I'm wondering if these are oozes, like creatures in there.
Jade's thoughts exactly.
I'm wondering if we want to light it up before we go in.
I'm fine with blowing stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
Through the shield, or
I mean, it seems like the best way because it's, or we could do thunderballs. I personally think the shield is probably best because it only does fire, and fire usually doesn't work out well down here. But if you're gonna do that, let me just walk around this corner first.
is our friendly shield willing to play ball?
I like to burn things. And you just hear in your character's head, in a very firm, quiet voice.
So Nimber kind of stepped away.
So if we were to put it against this wall, where would we need to center that? It's 20 feet, right?
I think so. Fireball. 20-foot radius. So I mean, realistically, we want it, put it like here,
Yeah.
because that way, like,
The question is, do we want to catch the door in the back?
Probably not.
Because we don't know what's on the other side of that door.
speaking of the door in the back, did it look metal or wood?
Just 1 second here.
Because if it's like stone or something.
Honestly.
Alan's just happy that he gave me fireball so he can just pull that up easily now.
Essentially, yeah, I did rip it from your character. Because it'll pull for anybody's. Because Rhea's links to the damn website, not the actual damn thing itself. So, I did that just so you can see the rage of how big a fireball would be if one was set off.
Yeah.
So the idea is to have Rhea shoot a fireball from the shield?
Before we do that, we'd like to know the composition of the other door.
Judging by the look of it, it appears as though it may be made out of wood.
So, in that case, we probably want to move it over say here. So that way we don't get that door. We'll miss a little bit of the corners, but all in all, I think that's probably worth it.
Did you just want to be careful, like, and stealthy about the door instead of just blasting it open and alerting whatever's on the other side to us being there? Is that why you don't want to destroy it? I'm just genuinely curious. I'm not trying to...
We weren't sure what's on the other door, so Jade was saying he was curious about, like, not blowing that down, so we have to fight 2 rooms at once.
Yeah, that's really smart. I was just wondering what the what the specific reason, so I could keep it in mind, because I'm trying to be better at thinking things through.
As much as we'd love to fireball this, should we try throwing a rock first to see if it responds?
Alec looks so proudly at Jade. I always advocate throwing rocks. Always. It's such a simple thing that everyone forgets.
I mean,
What if-
then we don't have to fireball. I like the plan.
What if I'm fine with throwing a rock, but I think maybe whoever is going to cast fireball should perhaps ready an action, like ready that spell for if anything goes off, like if anything starts to move, then we can immediately cast fireball. Or
So
would
the
that
thing with
expend a charge?
The thing with writing spells is it extends the spell even if you don't end up casting it.
Right. Okay.
And on top of that, you're referring to the ready action. Unfortunately, the ready action is only a combat action. It cannot be performed outside of combat.
Right.
You want to figure out how those things are going to go? It falls down to the initiative roll.
Alec hands Jade a special rock. It's just a rock with a thumbs up carved in it.
Sorry, Gareth. Jade throws a rock.
Alrighty then. In that case... Oops. On the wrong screen here. In that case... You know what y'all have to do now, right?
Roll initiative.
Damn it.
That's right. Go ahead, everybody, and roll for initiative.
Oh. There we go. God damn it!
The same problem as me every time you go to click it.
I hate like moving target interfaces. I really hate the idea of an interface like having clickable elements that shift around under your mouse cursor. It's so annoying.
I just scroll under their thing in the combat tracker myself. It saves me time. But I can also
Not
mass
Nimbar.
roll with that.
Not Nimbar moves with Nimbar.
Yep.
I rolled through D&D Beyond like a big dummy. So I always forget that you give us a prompt inside the combat tracker.
It went through though.
Yeah, it did
Yeah,
go
well,
through
I
it,
see. Yeah, but did the thing do that, or was that Alan doing it?
Oh, I didn't do it. And your dexterity,
you
the only
didn't?
thing, because you can tell, because it says
Oh, okay.
15.00, it should say 15.12 for your tie breaker. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
Because,
I'm assuming Bellamy did the same thing.
most likely. Let me take a look at that, Courtney. So you got a 14 on your dex, so I'll put that in. Not that it matters, but if initiative orders get changed, it
Or if
happens.
a monster
the-
rolls initiative.
Yeah.
Not Nimbar.
Not Nimbar yet.
Yeah,
he
because
has
it's
that
the
special.
floating head.
So
I mean-
as you creep forward and Jade gives a toss with one of the rocks and it lands with a clatter in the middle of the room, skittering across the floor, you hear a deafening, monstrous roar. And suddenly from the swamp itself, you see that skull turns over and floats into the air.
Oh,
Oh, but
Death Tyrant.
Death Tyrant, huh?
unfortunately, however, as Jade can see, but no one else can because of the angle, it's not alone.
Joy.
As the two of
The
them
clock-
float up and roar in anger, glowing red orbs appearing around their heads. As I say the most iconic words, Sir Junior, your first turn.
Sir Junior is going to start by turning
Brilliant.
invisible.
This initiative is crazy, by the way. Like, looking at this is like almost inverted of where I would like.
Well,
You know what I
Ray's
mean?
down
Like
at the
Jade and
bottom.
I almost at the end. Yeah.
He's going to turn invisible, and then I need to pull him away. So 5, and then from there 20 feet. We'll have him move there.
Oh, it looks like they updated the combat tracker thingy. You see the blue thing small now.
That's cute.
Yeah. And that'll be his turn. He's just moving into, and he's flying above everyone, so that way no one has to worry about difficult terrain or anything like that.
So, it's pretty obvious what Ray is going to do. She's looking in at the one beholder. She starts to charge forward like, I'll get in close range and I'll knock his right off his hose. Shit, there's 2 of them. Well, I can get this one. And she charges in, essentially. Because she just draws out the long sword, which is already held shield, and just charges. And what's up?
Question: how do you decapitate a beholder particularly?
They're all heads.
That's my point, right? Like, whether you
Maybe you
knock-
slice it in half,
Oh.
Rhea,
or cut the top part of its skull off.
Rhea
You
barks
just, like,
back.
cut
I'll
all
just,
of it.
I'll break its jaw. The damn thing probably has legendary actions.
Well, these ones are like skulls, but I was thinking like with a beholder, you would just like sever like all of its like stalks all in one go, right?
Alrighty, so as Rhea dashes in against the Death Tyrant, Flux, since you never get to roll for Rhea since you're always in close range, why don't you go and give her 3 attack rolls with that beastly sword? You should be able to double click
Sure.
her character and pull them up and etc.
3 attacks.
Yes, she gets 3 attacks per turn.
Okay. I roll so rarely.
That's a 28, that's a hit. And, oh, that's the damage rate. For 12 points of slashing damage, as she cuts into the beholder. A 22, that is as well a hit, as she continues to slash for another 14 points. And third and final shot, a 19 is a hit.
Let me see what she can do before I finalize that. Because she has superiority dice and stuff, right? Or like she
No.
has
Nothing.
maneuver.
Nothing.
I thought she had.
We gave her
I thought she
one,
had one.
for that first dungeon because she was so weak. It's like, I'll give her this
Oh.
because she's on the front
okay.
line. And then it never got used because it was going to be Jade, use
Cool.
your sneak attack with it. Yeah, she just swings attacks. Though she does have second wind, improved critical, and a few other things like that. Like Indomitable. She does have the same Indomitable that you do. So, she's really
Yeah.
like a mini Flux at this point, I've noticed. They build that
I
like a
don't
tiny
know.
fighter.
I don't know why it came up as me. Did I do it incorrectly? I rolled through her character sheet.
Are you still clicked on her? It may not let you
Oh.
roll as her for that reason, but nah.
Oh, well, I can't see her on the. Oh, there, now I do. Okay. No, I did not click on her before I did that. But those are her rolls.
Yep.
Those
that's-
are her stats.
She gets the plus 15, so it's a perfect fit. Yeah, that's a good one. She gets tagged in on that perfectly. So she lays into the Death Tyrant 3 mighty slashes, looks up, leans back. I don't think I heard it that much, but I hit it really good. Because it still seems uninjured. And if she was a
Do
PC, she'd be
I-
yelling, the AC can't be better than 19.
Oh, don't worry.
The-
I've already started marking this down.
Yeah. So what's
Do
up
I
there, Flux?
remember? Yeah. So do I remember from our previous encounters? Because she said like I'm looking at them and they look like beholders, so I would recognize that they probably have similar abilities. Does Flux? Did she learn enough from her previous encounters to know if her breath weapon would be any good against them, or are they resistant to magic?
Well, your breath.
Because I'm thinking,
Is your breath weapon magical? Did we determine that?
it's lightning damage. I don't know how that falls.
Let's just read the wording on
I
that.
know
Because
Dragon
Dragon's
Breath.
breath weapon is the ultimate rule breaker.
Well, I'm a dragonborn, so would that mean it's the same category?
One time, I barbecued players. It was great. They were like, "Oh, we're in a fight and a dragon's coming. I got this." And someone puts up Liamot's tiny hut. Dragon just looks straight at the hut and he goes, "What an ingenious method of self-defense." Comes right to the hut's front, claws on either side, scraping the ground. "If only I could break through it or destroy it or anything." And the players are mocking the dragon. I say, "You're halfway through your mock," and he releases his breathe weapon. Roll saves. They're like, "We're inside the hut." It doesn't protect against that. Breathe weapon cuts right through it. Because it's not magic, it permeates the very power of this world.
I will say too that reading the Dragonborn description, it doesn't mention anything about it being magic.
Yeah.
So I would assume that it doesn't count as magic unless you know what I mean, like without it stating, right? So.
The reason why I'm asking is because I'm thinking if somebody still wants to launch a fireball, maybe I could stay out of range for the time being.
We've already got Ray in there. We're not casting Fireball at this point.
Okay, even if we cast it like down at the bottom, it would still get her? Like if we cast it like down here?
We'd have to, like, at that point we're only hitting it, and then we'd have to hit, like,
And there's
its own thing.
There's a fun one for you, John. I know you love reading up on Crawford's stuff, but he just responded with, "That's correct," for that interpretation of it.
Yeah, no, I just,
I
like,
love it.
read it, and, like, the spell, and yeah, no, absolutely.
I think there's a spot we can hit both of them without hitting Rhea.
And you're dropping a 20-foot fireball?
Well, we
I
theoretically could.
Theoretically,
And we hit this
yeah.
door, and we have the other problem we wanted to avoid.
Yeah.
So.
I think probably though, like, Flux doing our attacks will do more or the same damage in a
Probably,
fireball.
yeah.
I'm just thinking more about people who are, who have area of effect spells. Just trying to give them a chance to actually do something.
So from what I'm seeing, that isn't covering enough of the square to get him, because he has to be filled with at least half.
It would get Rhea.
And Ray would be God at the same time, even if I'm messing around with half steps. In that direction, that hits her, that hits her, that hits her. That doesn't hit him enough to hit him.
Yeah, like, there's no way to actually get him.
Right.
Though that might do it. Because you're not looking at this the right direction. If you want to hit him without hitting her, you have to shoot here.
And then you don't hit the other one, which is not like the point.
If you're trying to hit both, though, with a curve of this side, it's... And I don't think... No, it's not enough. You notice when you hover over the center of this thing, it illuminates the tiles beneath it that will fit and that are affected. And these don't hit him in the bottom being that close. So if I move it a half step so they do hit him, it does affect one square that he's in. And I think that's enough for it to work.
Okay. I mean...
For the sake of prosperity, before Flux has her turn, she'll just look at the spellcasters and be like, "Fireball or no?"
That
Just
would
go
technically
Flux.
hit both of them without hitting Rhea struck in this exact spot. Because it does trigger this one square to be filled, which is enough to hit this beholder, but it cuts here, and it's enough to hit this guy on top. Because that's the downside to being a large creature. You get more easily hit by these sort of area of effects. And Rhea is literally at the edge of it, cowering behind her shield, seeing her life flash before her eyes for the third time. It's like El Harel all over again, except I live. So this angle is the only shot I can see that can do it. But it does it, so if this is what you're looking for, but it will blow the door clear open.
And
I mean,
that's
I
what we
think
were
it's-
trying to avoid.
Yeah, that's the kicker.
Yeah, but Nimbar says go for it. I think Alex said go for it as well.
Yeah.
So she's going in. I don't know if I can make it. That's 5, 10. Oops, sorry.
That's my bad. I'll fix it.
15, 20, 25. I don't think I can get in range anyway, because I think.
It took what Rhea had. Wait a
Can-
second.
Yeah.
Can we
And she
stand
has to stay
here?
there.
It doesn't.
Can I stand there?
Yep, the wall's just really thick. But yes, that is part, because you'll notice this is a 5-foot square here, and it's
Yeah.
just thin, squeezy walls. You should be able to, because I set the illusionary edge to the side here, not the inside. So yeah, that's the space you
Yeah.
can fit in.
I just wasn't sure based off like the map if it was like elevated or what.
That's why I had Rhea jump to the corner so someone else could squeeze in beside her against the
Alright,
Death Tyrant.
You-
All right. I mean, I think I'm just debating what weapon to use now. Now I'm all worried about rolling ones.
Rhea gives a nod. Wouldn't be bad if you had a +3 sword, would it? Meta knowledge wise, I can't roll low enough to break
Yeah, I thought it was. I'd probably be pushing it because we already did a bit of funny work with the attunement
Yeah.
slot, so I could be attuned to the sword.
this. Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say that I am not attuned to the +3. So I'm gonna just, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go with the hammer.
And Flux rocks it with a 20 on the Hammer of Thunderbolts. Probably one of her lowest dice rolls ever, I'm going to say. Because, you know, she doesn't usually get that low. Is it
Oh,
just...
can you?
I actually can't see
like-
the calculations. There we go. She rolled a 5. Damn. It's a hit. And what was that?
So, do the great weapon, the fighting style thing? How does that work?
See, if she rolls a 1 or a 2, she has to re-roll and has to take the new dice. So since the 2 2s came up, if you hover over the 18, it'll show it. She rolled a 2 and she
Yeah.
rolled a 2. It re-rolled both. She got a 2 and a 6. So, you know, that's pretty
Oh,
nice.
I didn't realize it did it itself.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't have to do any of it. It just does it.
2d6.
is clever.
2d6. The code is /R 2d6 R less than equal to 2. If you plug that in exactly, that will code it.
Oh, sweet.
It'll
That just sounds
re-roll
like
any dice. And the Death Tyrant is here to help you show the math. It's 2d6 all my little 2.
it just sounds like one of those things Roll20 wouldn't get. So I didn't know Foundry would.
Foundry kind of admitted that they lucked. Like, people have said this, that because of the way their math works, you can put in so much dice math, especially with the roll keep greater thans. Those are so nice. But I digress. So you do nail it for 18 points of bludgeoning damage as you lay in, and little pieces of stone fleck off of its carapace. Rhea nodding like, that's the way. Because, you know, you just out-damaged her. Again and again. Flux just keeps beating into the side of this thing with her big old hammer.
Oh no! Bye, hammer.
Oh, you rolled a 1 with the Hammer of Thunderbolts, eh?
Yeah, I did.
Well, that was short-lived, I suppose.
That's all right.
I'm so sorry I jinxed you by bringing it up. Like,
I was gonna say it's definitely John's fault.
100%. I'm taking blame. Like,
As your hammer lands, you feel the pressure and reverb of the blade kick back. Or of the blade, sorry, of the head kick back on the staff, and you hear a cracking sound. Your hammer now suffers. Sorry, I'm too used to wielding swords, and I'm looking at your icon. Your hammer now suffers a cumulative -1 penalty to attack and damage rolls. You fear if you roll another 1, the hammer will most certainly shatter in your hands.
We were
I
trying
will-
to think of things for Bell to fix or improve.
yeah,
That's true.
no.
I'll-
Dan and I were talking about that this morning, actually.
I will tuck it away and whip out my sword and do my action search.
Looks like, let's just shuffle these up. Okay, draw the blade.
Yeah.
Oh,
I will
Uh,
point out, Bell has promised to forge for us, so we can try and get that to a +2 hammer.
+2 or even +3. If we're lucky.
Rhea looks offended. What? My sword needs upgrading. She can only hold that look for a couple seconds, like...
Nibbar just kind of looks at her through the wall, like, really? You're gonna go there?
Meanwhile, Fluminoxus, undeterred, spins around and draws her blade up, striking again. Lightning crackling across that Torm's dancing thunderbolt.
I'll try to do it 2 more times.
Another hit for another 20 points of slashing damage against the beast. It's looking actually pretty hurt now. And then 18 points of slashing damage against the beast, which is now still standing. And roars at your character in anger and in pain. And as you see, it's struggling.
Let me know if I can do this, or if it's too cheap. Could I... Actually, maybe I should reread it. Let me read it first, and then I'll say.
Yeah.
And to Rhea's comment of, hey, I need my sword upgraded, I have a different plan for you, Rhea.
Okay, can I... It doesn't... I don't think it says anything. I don't think it says anything about if I can recall a sword or not. So would it be really cheap if I were to throw the dancing sword, hit with it, and then on the start of my next turn recall it? Because it doesn't say... I'll post the description. I just skimmed it because I don't want to take up too much time.
Oh,
but,
I get you, yeah, because you can call it back, but I don't know what the action is.
Can I, though? Because it doesn't... Well, it doesn't say, oh shit, I didn't mean to roll with it. Oh wait, no, I did display it. Okay, good. To toss it.
1 second here. It's based off of the spell Dancing Sword. It's off an equipment here.
It doesn't say that I can recall it. So part of me thinks that if it doesn't
hover if you grasp it or move more than 30 feet away from it first off. So it has to be within 30 feet.
Oh, I didn't see that.
On top of that as well, you can use a bonus action to cause it to fly up to 30 feet to another spot within 30 feet of you, right? So the idea is, if the sword is directly beside you, you can just grab it, interact with object, and suddenly it's a sword again. So you could cheese like that, but depends on where you put your sword. In fact, let me put one on the battlefield for you. Because you can do a certain degree of cheese if you can get to the blade. And if it's somewhere around the enemy here, you can freely stay within its range and move all the way. Also, I should point out, you have 5 foot of movement left. You could move 5 further feet into here if you want
no,
to
I
get this
don't.
area to a party member.
That's 30 feet.
You start here, right?
Yeah, so like
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Can
move the
she do
diagonal.
that? Like, does it allow her to do that 25? Like, where it's around a corner?
Oh yeah, we've been doing it this far, thus far.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Then
yeah,
I'll take the
so-
other 5 feet,
Oh,
leave
give me
the space for
1
my friend.
second, my phone just blipped at me.
Okay.
I always forget the rules for like going around corners or not.
Oh, it's when we were in the Mad Mage dungeon, I said no at that point, that no, corner movement, you don't want me doing that, my bad guys will jump around corners at you all the time, so extra 5 feet. For everything else, we cut it out for this, so it makes things easier. Bad guys can make advantage of it too, but it's a little trickier when it's a large bad guy. They basically have to get an extra square forward and then shift, and I digress. So then...
Okay, so I want to use it as a bonus attack.
Alright.
And then have it hover 5 feet away from me so I can reach it again on my next turn.
Perfect. And I'm just going to go ahead and pop that magic little sword onto the field.
The other thing is, you can still use the +2 teleporty sword without being attuned to it, but you can't use the teleport property. Correct, Ellen?
Yeah, I'll keep that.
No,
I'll keep that in the back.
that's actually very incorrect. The blade's +3.
Oh, really? Oh, it's a plus. Okay.
I'm sorry, man. I had
You're
to.
right. You're
I
right.
had
No,
to.
no, no. You're right. So you can use the +3 sword You just don't get the teleport property.
Exactly. If it's not attuned, you
Okay.
can't use the advanced magic, but you do get the pluses.
But that,
Okay.
but for this turn, your plan makes sense because you can only draw the one sword, right?
Yes, because she is one. She.
Oh.
Yeah, you can only interact with one.
Also, for I know this is a little backseat gaming. You can still hold the hammer and wield the +3 in one hand, and then you still get the +2 or +4 strength.
The reason is because for most all weapons, they're worded like this to start with. That you gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this weapon. In addition, while you are attuned, so then they say attunement's required for more. So you've still got a nice +3. But I'm sorry, Bellamy. Before it's your turn, you notice, Flux, as you move and shift, that both of the beholders turn towards you after that other one made its horrendously loud roar. The two of them turn as you see their eyes begin to glow, and they release their lasers. Both of them are using legendary actions in order to trigger, which means, yes, Rhea cannot use the hit chop off on them, but she can hurt them if you roll a 20. And now I have to do a quick random roll for the first one standing directly in front of Flux to see what eye it rolls. Flux, as you have pulled their ire, because after Rhea laid into it, the Death Tyrant was still uninjured. After you let loose on it, it's badly injured. So the two of them want you dead now, as they fire
That's
upon
fair.
you. Give me a dexterity savings throw.
Oh boy. I'm not super great at those.
As you see a, let's say, yellow ray burn through the air and sledgehammer into you from one of its floating, lucid eyes. You have rolled an 11. Before I say the result, just giving it a couple seconds just in case someone had tuned something. No? Okay. You have failed your savings throw.
Oh, because I have Indomitable.
Exactly.
I forgot. That's okay.
Does that trigger if you fail?
Yes, actually. If you can re-roll a saving throw that you fail, you must use the new roll.
You can use it 2 times per long rest, so you can use that if you wanted to right now, as you have failed your dexterity savings throw.
It's yellow. Does Flux remember what the yellow one is? Because she's encountered a beholder before. I'm thinking it's paralysis.
As you see the yellow beam coming, you notice it has sparkles and colors wrapped around it that don't seem to match the style and design of the others, and you find yourself visibly cursing as you realize it's all thematics. Each one's different. Damn it!
Okay, I'm gonna re-roll then.
Sometimes they'll give me colors and effects for spells, but for beholders, they just say this ray does this. It doesn't tell you anything. But I do take a note of the color I say during a fight for that exact reason.
Okay.
Because I
don't
completely
think that
respect a player that remembers. Like, that's important. But yes, and you are right.
it's better, but I can't. It doesn't save, so.
You try to move, but unfortunately you're just too slow, as you are struck with a slowing ray. You have failed, so therefore your speed is now half for 1 minute. And in addition, you can't take reactions, and you can either take an action or a bonus action on your turns, but not both. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns, ending the effect on a successful save. Or, the usual. I'll just throw it up into the chat and onto the screen so you all can see.
Okay.
So this means Flux is moving at a 15, and for the next 10 rounds, you are also suffering from being slowed. Wow, my clicker's going crazy. There you go. Out of all the random draws I could pull, and as I always say, if you're gonna say, DM, that's some bullshit, my public roll, I'll reveal it. You can see it's a 1d9 makes 4, which means they have 9 eye lasers. I rolled random, I swear, Flux, I really did. Next to just outright killing you, that's the best thing I could have done, because I don't like you hitting me 9 times in a turn. I like being able to kill things, okay?
It's okay. Don't worry about it. I wasn't gonna call bullshit at all.
at least on the plus side, you don't receive any further negatives. Because, as I did say, both of them are shooting eye lasers.
Yep.
So I am going to need you to give me a wisdom saving throw. As a
I'm a
bright
little bit better at those.
pink laser fires straight out from him. Smacks you straight in the middle of the forehead as you fail your save.
Oh man. Pink? No, wisdom is fear. It's also a few other things.
Just a few.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about Indomitable. I have a +6 to wisdom. I have a good chance of passing if I reroll.
And you can see
And this,
Rhea, like,
this one was
matrix ducking these lasers, and they don't even come near her, and she's like, oh, damn it, I wasted my stuff.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to reroll that. I'll just take it.
Already, Fluminoxus is now, as the pink ray strikes her between the eyes. You are officially charmed by the tyrant down below in the bottom area. So I'm just going to do that little starry effect on your character's head. As you are now charmed, you can't attack the charmer or target the charmer with harmful abilities or magical effects, and the charmer has advantage on ability checks to interact socially with you. Honestly, out of all the bad stuff that can happen, you're now looking like at this guy like, you arsehole. You should be more like Billy down in the corner. He's so nice. Like, everyone, look at the other tyrant. He's such a nice guy, and Rhea's just staring at Flux like, they didn't hit you yet. How what? Something hit you on the head? This isn't what? You know? Oh, that reminds me too, because I gotta get that fireball off the screen. Which, as you notice, still only hits 2.
Yeah.
yeah.
And with the end of their turn comes Bellamy's turn.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna move. I think I can get down here.
And that gives you clear line of
5.
sight.
Okay. All right. Where I can't see Fluminoxus anywhere?
She's, you know, she'd be around the corner, but she is outside of your character's point of view right now.
Okay. Okay. Right. How much movement was that? It was 5, 10,
20 feet. You have another 10 feet.
15. Another 10 feet. Okay. 5, 10. Get me in there. Oh, okay, she's up there. Okay, then I'm going... I don't know how this works, so someone jump in and stop me if I'm doing something wrong.
No worries.
I'm
Sorry,
going
I'm kinda
to
good for
try... I'm going to try and use my divine intervention.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I guess I just make a request and then roll for it. I'll post it up in
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that
next
sounds
one.
right.
in the thing here. Yeah, okay.
Ooh.
I guess I'll just ask for these things to just drop dead.
Bellamy just steps out, sees this, and she goes, two undead beholders. Puts the fingers together, closes her eyes, and you see a light glowing around her. Bellamy,
Okay.
Something strange happens as
Oh.
Bellamy reaches out, as you try to stretch out to your deity, who happens to be...
Eldath.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I knew that. I was trying to get the name, and I'm like flipping through your character's stats, and it's like, come on, Alan, be quicker. Go ahead and roll me that percentile dice. However, the connection to reach to them, you've never felt it so strained. It's like trying to swim through Swiss cheese. It's horrifying. So you roll that percentile, and you roll it with disadvantage.
Okay.
So you have to roll twice.
Okay.
If it's equal to or lower than your cleric level.
Lower. Equal?
Lower, yeah.
Unfortunately, with the first roll, the 84, you're unable to connect through with your divine intervention, but most certainly you can tell the connection is exceptionally strained. It was very difficult to push through that. And you're not sure why.
Okay. So with that...
Admittedly, I was just thinking to have a magical fist fly down from the air and smash if you did it, just for fun. It's going to be cool.
I knew that it probably wouldn't work, but it was worth a shot.
There's not to try.
It's a 20% chance of working.
Yeah,
well,
level cast power word kill at a higher level.
No.
At level 20, it's guaranteed to work because that's like the.
Oh yeah, guaranteed. No roll
cleric
required.
Capstone.
It's literally God step in, and the gods lean in like hi, smash. You gotta do what he says.
So,
he's the Pope.
So that was an action.
Yep.
I'm just wondering, because I know my spiritual weapon can only be used as a bonus action if, like, my action was used for a cantrip. So how does that work in relation to this particular thing? Like, can I still use my spiritual weapon, or is this like a little bit too much?
The casting time for spiritual weapon is one bonus action. You haven't actually casted a spell yet this turn, though, have you?
No. Well, no, divine intervention is a feature. It's not a spell.
So you're still free, because the restriction is if you cast a spell, then all you can cast is a spell with the casting time of a bonus action, and it has to be cantrip, or a whole bunch of other small rules like that. John, refresh me on this one, though, because she's got no trouble. She can cast spiritual weapon. She hasn't used any spells yet, right?
That is correct, yeah.
Perfect. I wanted to make sure I wasn't stepping on a small wizard rule. Yeah, you can drop a spiritual weapon and have it swing.
Alrighty. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, most are actions, but like the bonus action spells are huge.
And what I'm going to do here is bring a copy in, except I'm going to rename this. Oops, I did a pop out on it. To its sheet, to its token, and I'm just going to call it spiritual weapon instead on the token, so that should stand out. There you go. And I'll leave that drop there just so we have it. Neither of them take up a space, though. They're just there for... Is it this guy you were putting it by?
No, I'm actually going to drop it by the other one.
Oop, I dropped it off the map. There you go.
I don't think a 12 actually hits.
Unfortunately not. That is a miss against the Death Tyrants.
Okay, but at least it's still there. Okay.
And
I'm
as
good.
your turn draws to a close, they're both going to use legendary actions once again to fire off eye lasers. Alright, the first one is coming at Flux again, because it's from the one that Flux was laying into.
Gotcha.
Ooh. So you go ahead as you see a blackened ray with green twinge to it strike you. Give me a con saving throw.
I'm good at these.
Oh, yes, girl.
Yeah.
As it hits you, you feel necrotic energy overtake you, and you shrug it off. Like, what are you doing? Like, you can make me sick.
And it was this one, the one that's glowing, so
Yep.
not the guy that charmed me. Okay,
So
perfect.
sorry,
you
what color-
take...
What was that one?
It is jet black with a green twinge to it, but you do take some necrotic damage. You take... Let me say, wow, I did good on my roll for that one. I'm very happy with that. It makes me happy. You take 19 points of necrotic damage after cutting it in half. It would have been 38 otherwise, as the beam strikes your form. And as for our other Death Tyrant, Bellamy, you go ahead and give me a dexterity savings throw as you move on, as it shoots a yellow beam at you.
Okie dokie.
Is this also a slip?
Nice.
With a 22,
Yeah.
you have successfully passed as the beam just dodges you. Sir Junior curses as he just dodges it too. Strikes the wall right beside Damokos, and you can see the wall slows down. I don't know how that works. But Bellamy successfully dodges the Beholder's attempt to strike her down. And now we roll over. It is the Death Tyrant's turn that's facing Flummonox's, as its eyes begin to glow dangerously. All of them, as suddenly a barrage of lasers fire. And don't mind me, I have to do 3 rolls.
Well,
Are you kidding me? Oh, shoot. I rolled d4s instead of d9s. Alright, there we go. The first ray fires straight out, and it has a rather gray look to it. Give me a wisdom savings throw.
oh boy.
And I'm going to point out at this time that you see the center eye stalk shifts
Oh,
as a
good
large cone.
save.
Yeah, that's a really good save. You are unaffected by the sleep effect that the ray attempted to place upon you, shrugging it off like, I ain't tired. I'm going to put you to sleep.
And sorry, what color was that?
It was gray in shade. However, this beholder has also set a 150-foot cone straight ahead of itself, covering a very large portion of the battlefield. I'm going to have that shoot out from here. It's much larger than this, but I don't have to worry about it because that's as big as it can go for filling this area. Any creatures caught within it, and I'm going to move that so it does include Flux. Sorry, Flux. Any creatures caught within this area, you can't regain hit points. There's also other bad things that can happen as you can feel necrotic energy breathing from it. But you're not sure what. Hopefully you don't find out.
Oh.
So is my sword still floating? Because I've encountered these before, and I knew that
It's
they
not
have an
anti-magic.
magic field.
Your sword is still floating.
Interesting.
It is not anti-magic. However, we're not quite done yet, as another pink ray fires and to strike your character. Give me a wisdom savings throw. With a 16, you unfortunately fail, and you are charmed as well by the second Death Tyrant. You're looking at them like, oh, it's my bad. This guy's pretty good too. No, he's an okay guy.
These guys are so cool. Why are you guys fighting them? They're the best.
Wait.
And now give me a dexterity
Hold on.
savings throw.
Sorry, real quick question. You said the second one was fired the pink light?
He's fired 2 so far. The guy on top. It's
Oh,
his turn.
okay, sorry.
And
Alright, my
now,
apologies.
as he shoots, a gray ray as well with charcoal black electrical lines around it shoots at Flummonoxus, who barely dodges in time.
That end my charm effect to him if he attacked me?
He didn't harm you, so no. It says
Okay.
it lasts for 1 hour until the beholder harms the creature. Technically, he
Okay.
tried. Well, let me see here.
He
Can attack.
didn't.
How much benefit checks to attract socially? Yeah, he technically missed you with that ray that you dodged. Like, hey, what are you doing? That's not how you hug people. You see the wall behind you stays quite gray. Doesn't it have any effect?
So I take 0 damage from whatever he tried to do.
Whatever it was, you passed your save. So I leave that one blank for now.
Interesting.
But that's
Interesting.
the end of that Death Tyrant's turn. And as it comes to an end, before Nimbar gets his turn, the other Death Tyrant down here is going to use its turn on a legendary action yet again. Yeah, I'd get you to roll the save, Flux, but the slowing rate can only affect you 1 time as a yellow beam hits you again, and you're like, oh, well, I couldn't dodge it if I wanted to.
I'm already going really slow. Why you goofing?
Nimbar, your turn.
Sorry, I just have to find out what my range is. That's what I thought. So, 15 feet, 25 feet, or sorry, 15, 20, At that point in time, I'm going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter, targeting the bottom one. The only one I can see. I'm hoping it has intelligence. It seems to. My spell DC is 24.
And I'm just double checking something on the character sheet form to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, he passes his save against Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
That's annoying. And then
I
I'm
gotta
going
be honest, I've seen you use that spell I think once or twice before. Whenever you use that spell, damn, I roll high.
Yeah.
I mean, like Tasha's Hideous Laughter. It's a brilliant spell.
It's a level 1 spell, and it is just really, really good as far as I'm concerned.
That's why she got her own book.
I've moved 20, so I'm going to continue my movement and go 30.
Alrighty.
That'll be my turn.
And as we shift in...
Oh, actually, as a bonus action, I'm actually going to move not Nimbar. Because we can tell it's not magic because my thing is still invisible. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So we'll move him there.
Alrighty. As your turn draws to an end, the Death Tyrant standing in front of Flux is going to unleash another eye laser, using its legendary action.
E.
And it just shoots her in the head again with another pink laser.
You're still charmed.
You're still charmed. Damakos,
I
your
still
turn.
think you're super great.
Alright.
It's like...
with
sorry.
With Flux Charmed, I wouldn't get any flanking bonus against that thing if I went to the other side, right?
Let me double check.
Yeah.
It's all
Just
about
curious.
the wording.
Yeah.
It has to be something it considers a threat.
Yeah.
Actually, the wording is for the players, I believe. It says if your allies on them. That's all it takes. You just need an ally there. Because the idea is they're distracting regardless. Let me see here.
I thought it had to be something like...
Yeah, like, I logically, like, because there's a logical reason why it wouldn't work, but that it all, like, you know what I mean? But, like, raw, like, is there any...
By raw, when a creature and at least one of its allies are adjacent to an enemy and on opposite sides or corners of the enemy's space, they flank the enemy. And each of them has advantage on melee attacks. So that's straightforward. Because Flux is still your ally. It would have been different if the Beholder took control of Flux. But Flux is still your ally, so technically, by raw, you'd have advantage.
Alright.
Oh, okay.
Well,
The one that doesn't specifically go to that is the rogue sneak attack.
yeah.
Because it says an enemy of your enemy, right?
Yeah, a target that threatens it or something along those lines.
That must be it. I used to play Rogue. That must be.
Alright, so I'm gonna circle around. And I'm gonna take a swing at it using my Staff of Striking. So... 25 hit, I assume?
Yep. Well, you know its AC's 19 or lower.
And have it give me a DC 16 con save.
For what purpose?
I'm gonna try to stun it.
Alright, it fails its save and is stunned.
Cool. Then I'm going to hit it. Do you know what? Actually, with that one pinned down, I've moved. How many squares now? I moved 7, which was like 35 feet, and I've got 65 feet of movement. So I'm actually going to move 5, 10, 20 down here. I'm gonna hit this one with my Staff of Striking.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, sorry. Oh, 31 to hit, and have it give me a DC 16 con save to avoid being stunned.
And it avoids being stunned.
Alright, I'm gonna spend a point of key to use Flurry of Blows.
Yep.
I'm gonna... Let's see, roll... Oh, hey, crit. What is it? So that's 20 damage, and... Man, I did good on that. And then also have it give me another save, DC 16 con save, to avoid being stunned.
And it fails its check and is stunned.
Alright, and last swing. What am I typing this one for? I gotta fix the my Staff is Striking, like it doesn't roll properly through Beyond, like through Beyond, which is where I normally do all my stuff. So, yeah, 12. Oh wait, it's stunned. I really need to make a point of memorizing these. Yeah, let's see. I have advantage, so I'll roll again just to make sure I don't get a crit.
Yep.
Alright, didn't. So that's going to be 12 more points of damage, and I guess just for the heck of it, I'll also remove its reactions.
Sure.
Sure. Alright, so that will be... let's see, how much have I moved now? I was there, so 5, 10, 15, 20, so I've used a total of 55 feet. I've still got 10 feet. I'm going to, like, back off a bit. There we go. And that'll be my turn.
Alrighty, Jade, you are up.
Feline swiftness. And 5. Oh, come on. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And Jade. Honeysuckle. Attack. Advantage.
Nice.
Oh, they got a critical. So you go ahead and roll up your crit damage on that.
R.I.P. Beholder.
Goodbye.
That would be 2.
Good job we're playing digitally. How much dice would he need?
All of them.
16.
I doubt that. I mean, my dice alone, I doubt that. But then, Courtney.
It's 20d6.
Yeah, I got that.
Jesus.
I have a dice book of 36d6.
Oh my god.
You'd be using that. But outside of that, Courtney'd be like, hold on, I think I got 20 in this one set. Here you go. Admit it. You're a dice dragon.
I mean, I don't know if she's back yet or not, but I can definitely verify that she has more than 20 d6s that she could have easily.
We saw her pictures.
We've seen the pictures.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I presently have
You
15.
talking about me?
Yeah, we were saying you're a dice goblin.
All good
Oh,
things.
yes.
Because Jade just rolled 20 d6, and we're like, well, Courtney has enough for that.
No, we said
It's
Dice
true.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Dice Dragon.
We have to say goblin, though,
he
because it
did-
just sounds so
You
good.
did say dragon, though, first. I will verify that.
She is classified as a dice dragon, but we have to say the actual class is dice goblin. You know what I mean? It's like level 20 dice goblin, dice dragon. I think that's how that works. You've earned your 20 levels in that one for sure. I only have 15 in my one set, so.
God.
73 points of damage as Jade just says screw it and lays into the Death Tyrant, which is now a dead tyrant.
And rogues.
Just...
It just roars at Flux like, and then you see a sword sticking out through its eye stalk center area. Jade's like, get off, my god, I didn't hit you that hard. Pulls it free,
No,
it just
my
breaks in half.
friend!
Now, does that end this flow?
Yeah, I
Technically,
can't remember which
no.
one gave me which.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying technically no, because spells and spell effects stay in effect unless they need concentration, and that's just here's the eye laser, now you're slowed for up to a minute. She'd technically still be charmed too, I think. So, you know.
Well, they both have me charmed, so.
So
Flux,
you're
like,
very
falls-
sad that your friend is dead.
She like drops on
And
her
that's
knees.
what I said. No, my friend!
Exactly. Tears welling up in her eyes as she's slamming the gun. I'll avenge you, I'll destroy who did this. And Jade's like, but it was me. Well, not you.
Why did you kill my friend, Jade?
He looked at me funny.
Flux gonna
Which
be-
eye?
All of them.
Flux gonna be sad for like an hour.
Oh, she's gonna be sad for maximum 1 minute.
Yeah. No. 1 hour
You
for
charmed for an
charm ray.
hour.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you said it was 10 minutes.
No, that's
or
for
a
the
minute.
the slow ray is 1 minute. Charmed is an hour. That's why I didn't put anything on you. I just put the squiggly.
That's why I was confused.
You
Sorry.
do get a wisdom save at the end of every turn, and given how high hers is, realistically, yeah, no more than a minute. Flux will be over this one quickly. She'd be like, I had a puppy when I was younger. I felt better for that than these things. What the hell? You know what I mean?
Oh, does this one actually... Like I thought last time, you didn't get the extra wisdom saves. I could be wrong. Like, just like when we fought the other beholders, I didn't, I don't think.
Sorry, wisdom saves for what now?
For the charm at the end of each turn. I thought it was just until it attacked.
Oh, yeah, no, it has nothing. It's charmed for an hour, or until they are harmed. So, yeah, it's going to be a sad hour for Flux. Yeah, that one,
Yeah.
I looked at this and I'm like, oh, does it not wear off? It doesn't. And you don't get any saves against it again. You're permanently charmed. Until they hit you, which can't happen now. Though, with its death, this has hurt Flux. So I don't know. It's a hard one. Oh, well.
Is this one stunned?
That one is stunned, so
Yeah,
you go
it's
ahead and
stunned.
roll that crit up.
Yeah.
It hurt her, but I don't think it harmed her.
Exactly.
And it specifies harm, actually.
Okay.
'Cause
Alrighty,
I
Jay.
remember you saying the word harm.
A 19, as we
19?
know, is a hit, so you go ahead and roll your damage.
And I'm not even going to ask for the DC save because they're undead, so we know they're immune to a necrotic.
Are they? What's the con save?
DC 15?
It's up to you. Because you can choose to wound the target, but you're not going to?
All right.
Might
Alright.
as well.
It makes a DC 15 con saving score. We do know they're good with their saves for con, but... Yeah, and it passes. Could have used that roll last turn. Seriously, I rolled like a 4 on its con save for the second stun, and I was like, ah, that's it.
Yeah.
And it's done.
So that's it for that one, and Death Tyrant's turn, it's done, so now it's Alex's turn.
Okay, yeah, kinda, okay. I did have some shenanigans planned, but they don't seem as relevant now.
Jade ruined your shenanigans.
Such is life.
Hey, at least you followed your throw a rock plan.
Oh, he's Alex still proud of that. I'll just thorn whip this guy. Are they on, like, they floating
Hovering. Yep.
above us? Yeah, right. Okay.
Oh, they're not flying above you. They're on par. They were face down in the goop and just lifted their heads up when you came in. It seems throwing
Alright.
a rock in or entering the room of any form activated them. Which is strange, because normally Death Tyrants are pretty damn strong on their own rate.
You have
But-
advantage on that, Dean.
Oh, right. So okay. I'll roll another d20.
Wait, if it's
He's just stunned. He's not prone.
Yeah, that's right. Because these things can't be prone.
The other.
Fine whips. Fine whip. Thorn whip. This isn't Pokemon. Is a bit funny because it's a ranged attack, but you make a melee spell attack. So,
Okay.
no 20. So, if I can, I'll pull it in the middle a bit for some womp and stomp.
Do
you get any bonuses to that D20 roll?
Well, I got a 23 to hit up here.
What's the other one for?
Advantage.
Oh, yes, okay. I'm like looking like, why do we have 2 rolls? I'm confused. I get you. So I'll do the 9 damage in as you do strike with the 23, and you can move them if you're gonna. Or
Yeah,
do you have to?
I can choose not to. But I was going to pull him. I can pull.
Oh no, actually you have to. If the creature is large or smaller, you pull the creature up to 10 feet closer to you. So you have to pull it 10 feet up to 10 feet closer. Never mind. The up to means you could choose 0 feet, right?
Yeah.
My bad.
That was one of the. Yeah, I remember when I first got this. Like that was one of my questions.
And that was probably my answer when I read it too. Was it says up to, so you're fine, because you know.
Yeah. So I'll pull in the middle there, and take the rest of my movement.
There's more
back.
of those somewhat obsidian, but moving further away from the cave, stone bone brambles grab the beholder and drag it through the air, past Jade, who might look a little surprised, impressed, or, unaffected. This is pretty much a normal day in hell. As it sits cautiously in the middle of the room, not looking very happy at all.
Alex at it again.
And then I'll bonus action Shillelagh and end my turn. And
And then Kamishak's
my
turn.
little buddy is gonna go, right, see you in a bit, boss. Just go invisible and stand there out of the way.
Nope, I'm out. And he's out.
Yep.
And with that, it's Sir Junior's turn. Anything for Sir Junior.
Still invisible. Refresh invisibility, I guess. And then that's his turn.
Alrighty, before Rhea's turn starts, you see the remaining Eye Tyrant's eyes flicker purple for a half second as a pulse seems to echo through the area. Let me see here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh. All right, Nimbar. Directly in front of you, you see something horrifying appear. In that brief, instantaneous moment, you see a spectral eye tears open in the air directly in front of you. As it opens wide, you see an eye laser fires out from it, gray with black and crackling electricity, as it attempts to strike you in the chest. You go ahead and give me a dex saving throw.
Okay. Sorry, I need to just check something. You asked your question. Go ahead.
Yeah. This isn't like a legendary action from this guy, is it?
Nope.
Okay.
It's a layer action.
Oh, it's a layer action. Okay. Because I was remembering like actually I don't even think they can take layer actions if it's stunned. If it's I don't think they can use their legendary or layer actions.
Probably not, no.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Is this a magical effect?
This effect is considered to be an ethereal source.
So no. Okay.
Yeah, they're incapacitated, and Jeremy Crawford said that you can't take layer actions or legendary actions if you're incapacitated.
Yep, and I confirmed that is correct.
Yeah, but this is not a magical effect, correct?
This is
Or
an
it's
effect
not
of an
him.
ethereal source. But it is a legendary layer action effect.
Yeah. So In theory, it can't fire it right now because it's incapacitated.
I will
so-
say for the third time that is correct. He is incapacitated
Kieran,
and stunned
don't
and is
think-
incapable of using lair actions.
It's not him. It's something else doing it. It's not. He's not doing it.
Yeah.
Well, that-
Okay. So my D&D Beyond didn't transfer, but I rolled a crit 1, so I got a 4.
Oh.
I'm
Oh,
just gonna be
boy.
honest about it.
Oh,
that's
no.
hard.
So let me just check. See.
As you're struck,
One moment before you say anything. Let me
Yep.
just see.
because you failed your save.
Yeah. Let me just see if I have anything I can do.
So, and Kieran, you run with that meta knowledge you have now, because you know that tyrant shouldn't be able to do it, so something else certainly is.
Oh yeah, nothing. All right. What happens to me?
You notice as you look down at your hand, it's beginning to turn gray, and your body is slowing to move,
Oh.
and you are turning to stone. You are beginning to turn to stone, and you are now restrained. Your speed becomes 0. You cannot benefit from any bonuses to speed, among other nasty things like advantage against you in attack rolls. And you can't attack, and your attack rolls have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on any dex saves going forward. You get one more save on your next turn's end. Rhea's turn. She's just gonna move in there. Kieran, you seem to be having good luck. Let Rhea blast the hell out of him. Do some rolls. I'm gonna move her here, so she's out of Bellamy's way and she has advantage. So you go ahead and roll, see if you can get some good attacks on there. Meanwhile, you probably see Damokos like, hang on, he shouldn't be able to do this. Something else is bad here. And Rhea's like, I don't care, swinging her sword.
Here comes the third head. Sorry, who's rolling for her?
Kieran.
Kieran.
Oh.
I don't think he's rolled for Rhea in a bit. I try to scroll through all of
Yeah.
you so you all have an equal chance.
Yeah, no, I missed it. So.
You still there, Kieran? Are you having trouble with getting the stats up for her? No, I think we may have lost to Kieran. He may have DC'd or something. Unless you're on mute, bud. We can't hear you if you're chatting. Oh. Give me 1 sec. I'll tag him on Discord.
Okay.
He's figuring that out. The paralyzing thing that's happening, is that a... Would I know if that's like a status effect or
Oh, yeah.
condition, or is that like a little more than like a lesser restoration thing?
Yeah, that would require greater restoration. Healing
Okay.
spells, you'd know right off. So if someone's turning to stone, you need greater restoration to turn them back to normal.
Okay. Thanks.
I think, let me double check here.
I think he just
Aaron
disconnected
just
there.
disconnected from Discord.
Yeah, he may have poofed then. Then where's he in the initiative order? Is he a fair bit off? Yeah, he's a little bit down there. Because it's Rhea's turn. No, he poofed. I wonder what happened. I'm not even getting a ting here on Discord for him. He's still showing his online, though. Might be having system issues or something.
Oh, Ellen, I did forget. What color was the paralyzed beam? Or sorry, stone beam.
Gray. It's grayish, I think.
Gray.
Gray with lightning.
Oh, I actually think Kieran may need to leave. It looks like something may have come up for him. Just give me one second. I'm getting a message from him. Alrighty then, in that case... Dean, you go ahead and roll out 3 attacks for Rhea, because it does appear Kieran's going to be stepping out for the rest of the game. He has to head out.
Okie dokie.
And she has advantage on those swings. Though that doesn't do to Jade, it's stunned too. Holy crap.
Okay, so if I click this... Oh yeah, it gives me the option for advantage. Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Oh.
So you go ahead and roll up that damage as Rhea just kind of jumps and does like one of those... what was that movie Brad Pitt played the Achilles and he jumps and does that sword stab move? That.
Troy. I think. So yep. So that was crit hit damage and it's...
And then next are 88.
So does the Vorpal Sword, like, does that, like, 'cause she's got improved critical, so is Vorpal Sword 20 only, or like 19?
20 only. It actually says when you roll a 20, not when you catch a crit, so.
Alright, so is that...
22, so now you just need to roll up, the D8s, the 8D8 for it, because it's a freebie hit. Alrighty, 28 extra points of damage from her first hit. So that makes that 50. Wow, look at that. 50 points as Rhea gouges out a piece of stonework from him.
And she's got 2 more. So... Oh my god. Really? Does it happen more than once?
What?
Every hit.
Jesus. Oh.
Here. Dean, you may just kill it here.
Oh my
That's
god.
Number 64.
Alright, okay, right. I didn't think I would get the hat trick, but still, Jesus.
Yeah, no, right? Let me see here. What was that? 17 and a 47 again to which... See, just Rhea's going nuts on this thing, roaring in anger, like, ah, slashing at it. Off goes a piece. You don't get to turn me into so. Takes another slash, making me slow. I just don't even want to be down here in this whole thing. Look at that eye stab. She lays in for the final 15. How close does that bring it? Because the Death Tyrant went from, you know, standing on its feet to it's like wavering there, and Rhea's kind of gone super crazy.
Well, Jesus, that's my good rolls gone for the day.
A little bit. But I mean, at least you did good with them.
Yeah, man. Well, go Rhea. Go Rhea, go.
So that's pretty nice. See, that's the nice thing on that psychic. It gives everybody that 5% chance, but, you know, with advantage, it's only like 7.5, 8. So even still, nuts. Very well done. As Rhea tears in, but that's it for her turn. The Death Tyrant is still standing. Flux, meanwhile, looking at Rhea like, Rhea, what are you doing? That's my friend. They just lost a friend. You can't do this to him.
No, and Flux is gonna cast Rally on the Beholder.
Oh god.
It's not much. It only gives him temporary hit points. Don't hurt him, you guys. He's really not that bad once you get to know him. You don't know him like I know him.
And she's like, you can do it, Beholder, hang on. Jesus.
It's 3 temporary hit points.
But that's enough to make it happy and roar triumphantly as any true beast would when fueled up with rage. I love my sound effects. They're simple and straightforward.
That's the end of my turn. She's not going to do anything else.
Alrighty, Bellamy, you are up, and there's a death tyrant hovering in front of you. You're not even sure how it's still on your feet, because Damokos is standing there bouncing around like Bruce Lee, ready to knock it down.
Does Flux
Okay,
get any
okay.
saves at the end of her turn for the effects?
Sorry? What was that?
The effects that Flux is currently under, does she get any saves at the end of her turn?
For slow, yes, she does get a save for that one.
Okie dokie.
So
And slow, you said was wisdom?
For slowing, it is a dex save.
Yeah.
Oh, it's dex. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh jeez. Oh
Still
jeez.
Doesn't. I'm not doing anything while I'm charmed anyway, so.
Yeah. How to effectively take Flux out of the combat. Make her your friend. That's the only way I found to do it so far in months and months.
She's
and months
loyal
of
as
time.
fuck, you guys.
All right, I'm gonna move next to Lex, and I think this will help. Maybe it won't, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I'll give her a little pat on the cheek and do a little lesser restoration to try and get rid of that charm. When I find it, there it is.
Yeah, you can change one disease or one condition affecting it. The condition, however, can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. So I don't think... Let me double check if there's any specialized ruin.
Oh, I thought those were just examples. I didn't realize it was limited to...
I
I think it's just the 4.
I think for charmed, it's a greater you need.
Ah, tits.
Protection
Well,
from
I mean-
evil from the bard's alignment apparently can do something like that. I don't know what that is. That's a side note I'm reading here. So yeah, you wouldn't be able to use that one to get rid of it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if she knew that, she wouldn't have cast it, right?
That's the thing. That I'm always willing to say if the outcome of the spell wouldn't work and your character would know this, it's okay if you backtrack and say, oh no, I'm not doing that then. Because, I mean, your character has had decades to train these abilities.
Okay.
If you have protection
Then
from evil and good and slap that on her, it gives her advantage on the next savings throw. Dispel evil and good also works, but it's generally a terrible spell beyond that.
Yeah.
I think that's the only ways to get rid of it. Wow, that's pretty tough.
We had come to the conclusion that this one was doing stuff that wasn't really him doing it, right?
It appears lair actions are in effect here without him being the one to put them into effect.
Okay, in that case, then I will not move up there, and I will cast See Invisibility.
Alright. There's nothing of note in this room.
Okay, I will just call that out. It doesn't look like there's anything in this room, guys. I don't know what's happening. And I'll just move my spiritual weapon.
Though, you do get the fun fact when you turn back to yell that towards the others as well. You can see one of the 2 imps is picking their nose.
Love it.
Just because.
I don't know
They're
that I can't move my spiritual weapon, but I'm just gonna move it closer to him and attack with it.
Alright, so you go ahead and give a swing with your spiritual weapon. Unfortunately, a 15 is a miss.
Yeah, that's my turn, guys. Sorry.
Alright, and that one is dead, so Nimbar.
We can't hear you on Discord.
Oh, yeah.
I can still cast the spell this turn, but like at the end of my turn, I have to make that save, right?
Oh, for turning to stone? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me double check that it's at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
At the end of its next turn, yeah. So this is the one.
Okay. And you said I get disadvantage on attack rolls, or what was the ruling on?
You are restrained, so your speed is 0. You can't benefit from bonuses to speed. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and your attack rolls have disadvantage. And you have disadvantage on dex saves. So you're stuck in place as your body's turning to stone.
Yeah.
But you still got line of sight to the guy, so you know.
Yeah, I just want to... Alright, I guess at this point we're just going to Toll of the Dead it. Because most of my things need concentration and I don't want to risk... so...
Clang,
DC
clang.
20...
Clang.
DC 24, please?
Is it wisdom, I think, for that one?
Yeah, wisdom, yeah.
He fails his save. So you go ahead and roll up that damage.
17 damage.
And
Does it take it all, or...?
What sort of damage is that?
Necrotic.
Necrotic.
Necrotic damage against an undead.
Yep.
And that is enough to finish off the remaining Death Tyrant, as Flummonoxus howls in agony as she watches another one of her friends fall in combat.
Boom the bell
Alright,
tolls.
and now I need to make a con save.
Yep, at the very end of your turn, you make... let me double check if it's con. It might actually be wisdom. I never know. But it's probably con. Yeah, dex.
It's a dex again?
Yeah, dex. You repeat the save. Try to break out of the stone? I don't know. Nimbar gets an angry look on his face and he says, "For whom the bells toll!" And he has one fist up and one at his side as he casts the spell. And, you know, just like comic book guy, must make epic pose as he turns to stone.
Yeah.
And Nimbar...
It's actually just a smile and a wave as he goes.
Yep. And Nimbar, in those brief moments between moments, you feel a hand upon your shoulder. As you look back, you see Death standing there. And you're standing beside your body as an ethereal form. As he just gives a nod and holds out a hand, then pauses as he looks up and sees Jade, looks down, sees you, and gives a chuckle, and just slowly sits down in a chair that seems to appear for him, and folds a leg. Then takes a book out, one you can't really read, as he starts to go through with what appears to be an old, worn quill, made from the feather of a raven, damaged by centuries of use, but still pouring ink. As for the rest of you, still standing inside that room, you notice, suddenly, from across all of the walls, they sprout spectral appendages.
Walls.
Yup. Anybody within range of them requires a dexterity savings check in order to not be grappled. Except you two over here. You're fine. And except Nimbar, he's stunned.
Yeah.
Are we still in initiative?
It seems to be that way, but I'm not holding you to it at the moment.
Or I was just asking because I mounted my imp again. I would move him back if...
There doesn't seem to be active combat, but I haven't ended the combat tracker.
Right, okay.
Anyone who gets less than a 17 on their dex save, so you know, Flux and Bellamy are saved. I don't know how Flux did that. You're fine. Anyone else is grappled. I will end the combat tracker, actually, but just keep in mind, timing is tight at the moment.
I didn't have disadvantage on my dex save because I'm slowed, did I?
Let me double check slow.
You said it's within 10 feet of the wall, right?
Yeah, nothing detrimental on that one. And anyone within 10 feet of a wall. So that's pretty much everybody except you both over here. You two, spectral appendages don't come past this door.
Yeah.
And
Damokos is good.
Damokos just folds his arm and laughs like, "Ha!
and they go through an Nimbar.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a quick 10-minute break because we're a little bit over on our usual break time.
Yeah, actually, am I technically dead, or just petrified?
You're technically petrified, which I believe classifies you as dead. A petrified creature is transformed, along with any non-magical object it is wearing or carrying, into a solid, inanimate object substance. Its weight increases by a factor of 10, and it ceases aging. You're incapacitated and unaware of your surroundings and can't move or speak. Attack rolls have advantage. Creature automatically fails everything. Resistance to all damage. Immune to poison disease. So you're not technically dead. You're petrified.
So okay. Now I got a funny one for you. I can see everything that happens.
Nope, you are unaware of your surroundings.
Yeah, but I can just freely. I can see through the eyes of the not Nimbar.
And what's the ability that not Nimbar is? Well, like, what's that one?
Manifest Mind. Let me just throw it up in chat, because this is actually kind of an amusing one. Manifest Mind. We're not going to consume. Like, technically, do I still see what goes on?
I'm just double checking a couple little things here for it.
No, not that I could do anything about it, but it's just kind of an amusing thought.
Well, it says if
No,
the awakens...
you're unaware of your surroundings is the big one. But even then, if you're incapacitated, you can't take actions or bonus actions, right?
Yeah, but
actions or reactions, so that's simple enough.
The manifest, the spectral mind can see here with the mind can telepathically share you what it sees and hears. No action required.
Yep.
Maybe this would solve it.
But in order to move the spectral mind or to do anything, it has to have to use an action.
But it
says if the awakened spellbook is destroyed, so would your spellbook still count as a spellbook, being a lump of stone?
I think my spellbook is magical. Like, this really doesn't matter. Like, this is just kind of a amusing thought at this point.
Because it says all your magic gear becomes stone, right? So even if your spellbook is magical, it's now a really nice stone book. So would it?
No. It says non-magic items. Like, it's specified non-magic items become stone.
Yeah, at best you could see through it, but you can't do anything with it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
because basically to do anything with it, you have to use a reaction, so it's stuck in place, or you have to use actions rather.
Yeah, that's kind of an amusing thought. But yeah, sorry. Let's take a break. My apologies for dragging that out. It was just kind of a funny thought.
Yep, we will all be back in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, thanks, Alan.
My
See you guys in a bit. Bye.
There we go. I'm like sitting down. So I and I notice nothing's happening, and I look up and it's like, right, my Yeti's on mute too. Shite. Sad day, unfortunately. I pick up my PlayStation headphones to put them on so I can listen, and the right one snaps right off.
Is that the set you had 3D printed?
Yeah, I 3D printed a replacement band, and the anchor point on the band where the rod goes through to hold the headset on snapped out. So I'm just not gonna bother. I see this really nice Razer one I'm looking at that I might get.
Oh, that's a shame. It's always a sad day when a nice set of headphones breaks.
Yeah.
I gotta go to the Buck store and get some duct tape because I use packing tape, but it's not sticking very well. And I put 2 pieces of plastic wrap on either side as well to reinforce. It's working. It's just the worst was as I'm trying to fix it with plastic wrap. My buddy Jake, because we're playing, of course, Valheim yesterday. He sends me a message. What, fuck, you ain't got no duct tape to fix it with? And I'm like, no, I looked. He roasted me for a minute there. It's like, oh, those high quality PlayStation headphones you placed all the parts on, they just broke again? Yes. I love them though, they sound good, but nah.
Yeah, I got a wicked deal on my headset.
Oh, nice.
I got a Corsair Vizair, however you pronounce it. But I got like over $100 off.
Oh, nice. I was looking at the Razer Nari Essential, just because it seems like it has great audio quality. I really don't need a good microphone. I got my Yeti.
Yeah, I need to get a proper microphone. Like, the headset's great. I find the mic on this is, like, it's good, but it's not the greatest.
There is a slight degradation. It's like you're coming in at 96 instead of, like, 128 or 256, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but, like, the audio is very clear.
Oh, yeah, you're coming through wonderfully. They're better than most headsets. But if you're talking, like, if you want me to lean back and say, oh, you want me to, like, audio analyze your voice right now? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's why I got the Yeti. I didn't want it to be an issue. I know with this, unless I want to go up a couple $100, I'm not doing any better.
Yeah, no, the headset still cost me like almost, I think, just over 200.
Oof.
But like again, I really wanted high sound quality.
That's kind of what I'm going for, because this one, it's about 140, but it's very basic, no lights, no nothing, which is what I like. I call my system a sleeper. It's got no RGB. It doesn't light up. Just.
Anything that uses battery, I turn the RGB off.
Hate RGB.
Because that RGB drains batteries so quickly that it's not worth it, in my opinion. Now, like my mouse and my keyboard and my mouse pad all have RGB, and I love it.
I got those. I just don't use the RGB. I keep it turned off most times. My computer's on 24/7. Oh, and Dean is enjoying his sandwich.
Oh, Dean, I have a question for you.
While he's eating a sandwich.
Can you make snow for 12 hours?
Can I make snow for 12 hours?
Snow or ice? I need 12 hours with snow or ice about Nimbar size. I don't think you can.
So I think we have.
I think we have
weather spell.
That's why I'm asking you. Like, if someone here can, it's going to be the druid, right?
If I was to prepare the control weather spell, depending on the DM's decision based on client and season.
He's just trying to make a simulacrum.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could only do 8 hours, and I don't think I would be able to make it snow in hell. Looking at the spell, like I would need the possibility of snow to be there, and the like snowflakes chance in hell springs to mind.
Yeah,
I can see the scene from The Incredibles where the dude's like throwing his hand trying to make ice and snow. He's like, "There's no moisture in the air."
Yeah, so we'll have to go to the northern part where there was snow.
Yeah, I think so.
Fair enough. I figured I'd ask because the worst you can say is can't do. Time off.
Yep. 12 hours, you said?
Yeah.
No. 8 hours max. Presumably, though,
Double.
if you started the effect and then cast it again, but I don't think you get more than one 8th level spell.
Oh, it's an 8th level spell.
Yeah, it's like this is like a downtime thing. Like,
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is definitely downtime event. Like 12 hours. I'm not going to do middle of dungeon right now. Let's just go and control weather. You said control weather is an 8th level spell, right? Yeah.
yep.
Okay. Now that bears the question. Because technically I could learn it. If I learned it, and then
I am also back, by the way. I'm just eating an apple.
Oh, damn, I was hoping it was a sandwich. I was going to say 2 sandwiches.
I already ate my sandwich.
Oh, that's fair. So Dean and Jillian had
Okay.
sandwiches. That's good.
all right.
I'm back too. I'm
They
just
were really
making
yummy.
tea.
Oh, I can
Okay.
appreciate the tea. I used to always have a cup of Earl Grey tea after the break from David's Tea, but my supply is dwindling.
Ellen, is it you who drinks Earl Grey tea but doesn't like Picard? Or doesn't like watch Star Trek?
No, definitely not me.
Okay. Because I have a friend who doesn't doesn't really drink it.
It's like,
like,
you don't
not a
like
big
Star
Star
Trek,
Trek
right,
fan.
Alan? What? No, I love Star Trek. Star Trek's good times. Same with Star Wars. I take no preference between the two. I don't
Same.
take a sign. I know there's war between the two sometimes, but I mean, ever since I saw Jean-Luc Picard sitting across from Luke Skywalker playing chess, I was like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. No. One of my friends who I thought liked them both. I mean, like that's perfectly fine. It just means like I can share this with you and you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I got my boss at work back when we were still in the office. I went in and I put a post-it on the side of the Keurig, and it's one of those nice super Keurigs, you know the type. And I made a note saying, a tea maker is now automatic. All you have to do is walk up and say, "Computer, tea, Earl Grey, hot," and it will brew. And my boss immediately went in there after, because it was just a couple of us in that day. She sees that, takes it off, walks it out, puts it on my desk, said, you bleeping did that, didn't you? And I'm like, yeah. She starts laughing. She goes, that is good. I like that.
That'd be great.
Someone had recently done the photocopier prank to us. You know, the scanner is now voice activated. Someone did that one to us just recently, and I saw it and I laughed and showed it to Shauna, who laughed because she knew the joke. But I digress. So we're all back at this point, and I will note, as mentioned, the effects in this room still seem to be keeping. Now, I expected the battle to last more than one turn, but admittedly, Kieran did stun lock both of them with his monk, and I'm like, oh well, fight's done. At that point, you just can't make it back. It's too much pain, too much damage. But the effects of the Death Tyrant's lair still seem to be in effect in the small area you find yourselves within. Because after about 6 seconds or so of dealing with being grappled, the appendages disappear. And you see another spectral eye opens up in mid-air, but, you know, for the lulz, it shoots Flux with a pink beam right in the forehead. Nothing seems to happen. Because, you know, Flux was already under the effect of the Charmed spell.
I would just like to mention that my sea invisibility lasts for an hour.
Yep. Because, after about another 6 seconds, Bellamy's ability will come in handy, I think. Let me just double check. So, the area, about 50-foot cube you're within, but only to the edge of the doors. suddenly finds filled with spectral eyes and tentacles. The area is now lightly obscured, though your vision allows you to cut through that a little better, and difficult terrain as you find yourselves wandering through this area.
Is who I'm charmed with. Has the target changed without telling me who it is?
No change at all.
Okay, so nobody has the advantage on charisma checks or anything with me because.
No, nothing of the sort like that.
Okay, cool. I think we gotta get out of here.
Yeah. Try leaving the room and see if it works.
Not
Alec,
Nimbar
cool.
slowly blinks at you.
Alec, cool. Come on, Nimbar. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Rhea has stepped out of the room where she was right by the door and has spent a turn out there, and she nods. She goes, yeah, that weird cloud stuff's not messing with me. I'm staying out of there. To confirm Dean's theory. And Nimbar...
Talking about what Dean just said, he dropped his sandwich.
Oh.
I feel touched that you think I'm not enough of a monster to devour the sandwich already.
Oh, I'm gonna move this. You never know, could have been a Dagwood.
You know, we had like pork chops and like mashed potatoes and like vegetables, and I had like 3 or 4 bites. To be fair, I'm a very slow eater, but I wasn't even halfway through, and I looked over and Dean has like 1 little pork coin left on his plate. And I'm like, sorry.
Just gives a thumbs up.
My roommate just made a loaf of banana bread. So I'm just eating half of that right now.
Oh, yum. That is tasty.
Are you there, Dan? Are you having some banana bread too?
I offered, but he did not accept that.
Oh.
I
You're
passed
so
on the
generous with
banana
your
bread.
snacks. Oh, okay.
Oh, Courtney wouldn't have seen this one either. Dan was very evil to all of us when we met up in person, because he'd bring, like, these muffins that had cream cheese filling inside of them, or, you know, chocolate-covered peanut butter cookies, or things like that, right? All these goodies, all these tons of treats, right? And he'd just sit there like, yeah, I don't eat any of those things, and just watch us while laughing evilly. And I'm, like, eating them like, I can feel the pounds, man, but it's so good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I ate my weight in rockets.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever Dan would bring snacks to D&D.
Yeah, I like to eat snacks while I play. I have a pile of chocolate sitting beside me.
Yep. Yeah, your snacks though were generally a little more healthier than the rest of ours. A couple times I brought stuff and he goes, no, not that, and grabs something better, and I'm like, what the hell, man?
I don't know about better. You did bring us a cheesecake once, Alan.
Oh, I did too. That was a fun time. I'm a good baker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Maybe next time I'll make my cheesecake. It'll make you feel better because they're only the size of an Oreo.
oh,
They're literally made on top of Oreos.
I remember
I-
those.
Remember? Yeah.
Those were the chocolate covered cookies I was talking about. Those were just... I had like 1, then I grabbed 2 more and went back to my seat and sat down. Like, you keep those over there and no one else is going to have any.
It took me so long to figure out where everyone was.
Oh.
The door was closed. I was
Oh.
like, why can't I get in this room? Why am I by myself?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, it's okay. I opened it.
Meanwhile, not Nimbar is just kind of slowly blinking.
Yeah,
Looking
just-
around.
Well, I cast Greater Restoration on you, so you should be back.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Okay.
Alec puts a hand
Yep.
on top of Nimbar's head, and you just hear him muttering something, and it almost sounds more like Gaelic curse words, because he's like, I can't believe this has happened a third bloody time. Kaboom. It just explodes off of you like, you know, Goliath from Gargoyles, except you look more like Lexington.
So as he does that, Nimbar will wave bye to death. Have a good one. See you later.
He'll just nod and tip the feather towards you while continuing to write in the book, but everything drifts back as you come back to normal, and you're not sure if it actually happened or if you were hallucinating inside the stone.
Yeah.
Jade's like, it was real, man. It was real.
Guys, I don't know why he had to kill those beholders. Like, What did they ever actually do to us?
And as you say that,
Sorry,
you
I'm trying to
notice,
make it go away, and then I keep making it come back again. I'm sorry, Alan. I don't know how to
that's
get rid
fine.
of
It stays up for a few seconds and then disappears itself.
it. Okay.
So don't even worry. You didn't pull the scream with your action. That's the important one.
Okay.
Now, I will say, inside that room as you all made it out and you see Nimbar gets brought back to life and he goes, "We won! Yes, of course we did." Inside the room, after about another 6 seconds, the fog seems to fade and once again the walls sprout spectral tentacle appendages inside of there.
Huh.
So, I mean, I can just run through the room and body slam the next door, and we can just get through there really quick.
We could run through. I had a thought though, and
Did it hurt?
Ah.
no, but that did flux.
Rhea holds up a finger. The burn.
So I accidentally clicked on the wrong one, but now the imp's running not Nimbar, and not Nimbar is running Nimbar.
Sweet.
Nimbar. Nimbar to the power of 3.
Nimbarception. What? So my theory was
It's Cerner,
right?
not Nimbar Jr.
If this layer action's happening independently of something being in the layer, do you think there's a chance that one, either the walls are alive with or undeaf somehow, or do you think those slimy things in the rooms we passed are like the brain center for this kind of thing?
And I will say, I'm gonna throw out the meta info for it. As Alec is talking, every 6 seconds, so every round of combat, at initiative order 20, one of these 3 effects are popping up behind you in that room, repeatedly. The eye lasers just shoot a random laser at the wall.
I wonder if we went got eyes on the pulsating slimy flesh thing, if every 6 seconds that pulsed and this happened. I could send my imp to look. I could look through my imp's eyes and look. Or is it worth investigating?
I mean, we will have to go through the room. So, if we can find out what's causing that, so I don't get stoned again.
Somebody hold my hand and Alec goes blind and deaf.
Nimbar will hold his hand.
And my imp will poke around his head round the corner and look, and Alex goes squeeze his hand every time a pulse goes off, and is someone else need to verify if it.
Oh, you mean the pulsing up in the other chamber with the obsidian?
Yeah.
As mentioned,
no,
the lights are out. That
no,
is a dark...
the flesh pits.
Yeah.
He looks back and forth between the two and notices that they are slightly independent of each other. So he's like, boss, I'm not sure if that's going to be accurate. One's pulsing and then the other's pulsing, but now it didn't pulse, but then that one pulsed and the timing's off. They're at different speeds. In fact, they visually show that as well. However, bring your dude back.
Oh, sorry.
I
tried to move him
won't let me change
through
the
a
settings
wall.
on it. There we go. As he peers around the corner, he sees something horrifying waiting for him. The bones and flesh have twisted and turned into a writhing mass of horrific designs which roars at Sir Junior.
Even though Sir Junior's invisible?
Even though Sir Junior is invisible. You don't even see how this thing has eyes.
Wait, is it Sir Junior or Kamahag?
Kamashag, yeah. Sorry. He said Sir Junior. Yeah. They're both the same, though. The monstrosity roars at poor Kamishag, who must now roll for initiative as it lashes out at him. Holy crap, I got a -1. Look at that. That is slow. Kamishag's first turn.
Okay, he will run. Because familiars can't fight. So
You're literally shit, I pissed it off! Ah! As he's going.
So how do you track your speed through this? Is it you click the icon and it's
Oh, if you click on the ruler, you can click on a space and drag. And if you want to make an angle turn, you hold control and let go. It'll still be like this, but then when you click, you can make points while holding control. Right click will remove them slowly.
So you hold?
Once you hold control, you let go of your click, and now control's holding it in place. And every time you tap the trigger on the mouse,
okay, I got you. Right, so he can get there if he dashes. So it's... yeah. Oh, what's going on? There we go. So bump, and then bump. And
They do have a faster fly speed than movement.
yeah, well, it dashed the 80 feet, well, because it's 40 feet fly speed. If he was running,
40 feet?
Yeah, they only got a 20-foot movement. So the 40-foot with fly would get him there.
yeah. If they changed into like a raven, it's a 60-foot fly speed, but I generally just keep him as a
that's why. All right.
as a do familiars need to use an action to like talk to their dudes?
No, he'd just be screaming as he's running, like, "Oh no, I pissed him off!"
Okay.
I mean, technically you could get there because you can move diagonally around corners.
Oh, all right. Yep.
Technically, it's 1 foot farther.
I'll take it.
Run, my friend, run!
He breaks into the middle world for a moment. I'll take the damn 5 feet. It might have reach. Ah!
Alec will snap out of his scene through his eyes and go, "Oh yeah, he woke something up." Oh, okay.
Oh god. We should have put a door in the way.
Rhea taps Flux on the arm. Can't do that. We need Flux with us.
Nimber will look at her and smile.
Admittedly, if you put Flux in a doorway, it pretty much only halflings are going to get by her.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying because like when I say Nimbar smiles at her, it's like an old grandfather smiling at a child. Yes, dear.
Jade will chuckle at that as well.
So wait, am I going to hold the line? I zoned out for a minute there. I apologize.
They said, shit, we should have blocked the way we came from with a doorway or something. To which Rhea smirked, tapped Flux on the arm, and said, "No, we can't leave her behind. We need her with us."
Oh, I see. Okay.
The joke being, if you put her in a doorway, no one's getting by Flux.
I'm sorry. I hopped on Facebook for a minute. There's no excuse. I will go, if I know that there's trouble, I will take a step forward and just kind of keep an eye on the situation.
Yeah, because the poor imp kind of running for his ass.
I don't see anything, though, where I'm at, right?
Nope.
Oh, it's like way up.
Yeah, I thought so.
Kamishag got lucky because he went first in the initiative order and booked it as fast as his little wings could take him. And within about 3 turns or 4 turns or whatever that many turns.
Oh yeah, you'll get 3, I think. I get some.
Well, he comes back.
Yeah, only 3 turns total to get back.
Nimbar can move it 30, so let's see.
I have to do this in steps or I'll reveal too much of the map.
I assume he's being chased. They didn't hang around to see, though.
You don't see anything at the end of the hall. Admittedly, imps are fast, but you don't see anything up this way.
So it would take 6 turns. So Nimbar's going to take 6 turns worth to move not Nimbar to see, like, move him up and over, because not Nimbar can't be attacked.
It's just gonna swear off investigating forever. Is it?
He has the worst luck.
Okay. Alright. So, move that there. Move him there. Not there. Alright, so 6 turns. I assume I can take 6 turns to get him. Oh my god. I mean, I suppose first we get up there. That is. How long? 115. That would be divided by 30. 4 turns. Does he see him coming up this way?
Nope, blank as blank could be.
And then Nimbar will move, or not Nimbar will move like here. Does he see him?
Nope, blank as blank can be.
All right, guys, I will be back. And Nimbar.
Rhea, can I borrow your hip flask, please?
Nimbar is going to come up here.
Ray's gonna give a nod, and she'll be like, "Yeah, sure." Reaches for one, takes it off, pauses, puts it back, grabs a different one, passes it over. Sorry, that's the good liquor.
Wait, Jade, are you? Jade, you're wearing a cloak, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Rhea, my dear, would you accompany me, please?
And Rhea, as Alec is saying, "Oh, it's for the imp," and passing it over. Rhea actually puts a hand on the flask, puts it back down. Oh no, in that case, passes the good one back up, and then follows after. And she's like, "Why am I following? What are we doing?"
Nimbar will pull out a robe and throw it on Rhea. We're going to put a door in the way.
I think it's gone back to sleep.
Nimbar had a robe of useful item, and in there we can attach a 10-foot door. So we're just going to block off that little hallway.
Okay.
Because, you know, it's better to keep things bottled up. Because the robe of useful item does not require attunement, but I'm already wearing a robe, so I can't wear it.
Alright, so heading up that way without any trouble. You pop a doorway here.
Yep. Yeah, so we pop a doorway there. And then we come back. And it's technically locked from our side.
Yep. Big iron door. Conforms to fit the space that it sets to. Attaches and hinges itself, all that good stuff.
Wait. What just happened? What? Can you move him back onto... I thought I had mounted him. Sorry about that.
The game's sometimes a little glitchy with these things.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, turns out my theory was wrong. Pulse's independent.
But at least we now know what was in there. We learned something, and that's all that matters, my child.
Imp is violently shaken. Okay, are we gonna Sonic gotta go fast through this door?
Do you want Flux to run and body slam it? Because I'll do it.
Do it.
How far? 35 feet.
Should we try and time it so that like it doesn't happen with the grabby hands or the eye laser, and maybe it's like the mist?
Don't know if anyone's noticed, but calendar rolled over to another day.
Oh,
I love that clock.
Ooh.
So if any spells kick in on the next day, not at dawn, because that's 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. rather, they'd be triggered now.
Let me check. Magic stick is dawn. Oh, wand of magic missiles is dawn. Okay.
Nimbar will pull out his book and start reading. I'm going to cast Detect Magic as a ritual, so it'll take 10 minutes.
10 minutes later, you're detecting lots of magic in the area, which makes sense. This whole zone marked as a lair, essentially, and it fits all the criteria for it. But yes, it takes a magical energy still. The usual stuff, you know, conjuration,
Yeah.
abjuration. No divination, no, none of that.
Nimbar will move there, wait a turn, and then move here. So that way he is within 30 feet to see if this door is magic.
Which ability are you stepping into the room while it's active? There are 3. Waiting for that eyeball and then stepping in?
Yeah,
You have exactly 6 seconds before another random thing kicks in after the
well,
eye.
no. So what happens? I'm wait here. After this thing goes in, I step 10 feet, look at this door. Is it magic? And then move back.
Nope.
The door is not magic.
Nope.
I will let the others know that.
It's
Yeah, I don't plan on being in the room when one of those effects go off.
2 of the effects are constant, 1 is instantaneous. One makes a big cloud, one makes tentacly arms, and the other one makes an eye appear that shoots a laser. So once the eye appears that shoots a laser, your character hops in and hops out, and then a different effect pops up. You will note by now, and anyone would get this as a freebie, effects do not repeat, but you do not see a pattern.
Well, I mean, if I was a lich in charge of this dungeon, I would lock that door. So maybe it would be a good idea to have Flux cannonball through it. I don't know if I heard you say something there, Jillian, from downstairs, but you were muted.
Oh, I sorry, I forgot I was on mute. I laughed heartily, and then I said I would happily do that.
You just see her scuff one foot on the ground and get ready to go. She's like, this would be no problem. Puts a hand on her warhammer.
Give her guidance.
Guidance. Okay, as soon as a magical effect dissipates, I'm gonna bolt through that room and slam directly into that door and try to keep pushing on it until it opens.
Alrighty. Flux
Hey guys,
says-
before you go running through, I can open the door from here.
What?
Oh, go for it then.
Raya was going to hit you on the arm and say, no, you're not that good at picking locks. I call bullshit.
I used the chime of opening.
Well,
Hell.
hell.
So is the door open or just unlocked?
The chime of opening is a hollow metal tube measuring about 1 foot long and weighing a pound. You can strike it as an action, pointing it as an object within 120 feet that can be opened, such as a door, lid, or lock. The chime issues a clear tone, and one lock or latch on the object opens, unless the sound can't reach the object. If no locks or latches remain, the object itself opens. So as Jade holds it up, and Rayaka says, I call bullshit, he goes, bing! And across the other side of the room, you hear the sound of a lock releasing. And when I did that right click, did everybody hear the locking sound?
Yeah.
Good, they fixed that. It was out for a little while. That's good, they fixed that. The door does not open, however, but certainly Jade has unlocked a lock. There's only one
unlocked
keyhole,
now.
so you're assuming.
Oh.
For the first door ever in D&D history, the DM adds a second lock. That one you could freely call bullshit. You wouldn't even need to use Bellamy's clerical ability to call upon the power of the gods to say, "Was that bullshit?" Wouldn't even need to. You just know it's true.
Alright, well, I guess...
And I will say, interact with object will let you open a door while you're dashing. That's no problem.
I mean, I'll go first if you guys want me to. If everyone's okay with it, give me the green light, I'll go.
Yeah, I mean, you've still got guidance, so...
Just wait for the eye.
Yeah, I am. And I will... I mean, when it's... I'll wait till an eye disappears, like pops up, shoots a bolt, and disappears, and then I will run. Ah!
Before you run, I'm just gonna
Sorry.
quickly just... Sorry, I was muted and forgot that I was muted.
Oh, no,
okay.
We all do it all the time.
We all do it all the time.
Just before you run, I'm just going to give you a little tap and give you resistance. So you can have an extra d4 on dexterity saving throws, just in case.
Nice. I'm guided and resistant. Nice. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna go over... Oh, did you drag me over there?
Yeah.
What am I...
I
Why? I'm so far over.
Whoa. I think it did both of our movements and added them together for some reason. And then
Oh, okay.
So Flux books it. It just gone. She looks like a freight train charging, just thudding across the floor. Stops at the door, politely opens it. She keeps charging, because, I don't know how that works. You just
Probably
open it,
battle
you go.
cry. Ah! Open the door. Ah!
And she goes through the door on the other side.
Perception check. See if I can see anything.
See a long hallway. You can roll a perception check to see if anything stands out or if there's anything sneaky or even traps. By all means.
I'm decent at perception. May as well take a look. Nope.
Jesus.
I've got it. Hang on. It's 7.
Flux standing with her hands on her hips, looks around a little bit, turns, brings a hand up to the side of her mouth, just yells, "All clear!"
Really loud.
By the way, what did Sadchan say?
Oh, I don't get Sadchan. Sadchan never pops up for me.
Oh.
I think it might just be attack rolls, Sad-chan.
No, I
It's
think what it is
percent-based.
you roll from D&D Beyond, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
That's why.
She's also percentage based. She doesn't always pop up. So logically, it might be that, but it's probably D&D Beyond. However, I've gotten a couple crits and she hasn't popped up today. It might be an update thing. I'll have to check on Sadness Chan. I'll set her to like 80%, so she almost always shows up. Because it is fun.
I did break my hammer, crack my hammer earlier today too, and she didn't pop up then either.
Oh yeah, no. And that would have been a good one for Sadness Chan.
Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna have to custom edit them. Oh no, your weapon! Haha.
Flux is, for the record, giving a thumbs up and like a toothy grin on the other side.
So does the team waits and then makes their way through when they can? Or is Jade
Yeah.
already...
Bellamy's going for it.
Jade's gone.
See, so Flux, as you turn and you're giving a thumbs up, you see beside you Jade also giving thumbs up, and he looks at you and smiles.
Hey, bud.
As is the norm, and I will save you all a step, and I'll pull your minis across to the next zone. Just like, a pop. Oops. Except Bellamy, who's like, oh, I've ruled this dungeon.
Bellamy's like,
Oh, no,
I ain't
overall.
afraid of nothing.
So up ahead, as seen previous in the dungeon, you'll notice these spots. I just saw John's mouse flying over them. They appear to be your standard reliquaries that you would find in most underground tombs. Bones and detritus fill the area, and as I'm sure Jade would already be checking, he might be disappointed to see nothing but trash. Worn, old, things like that. An urn that might have been used as a piss pot, to be honest, or maybe for holding internal organs. Hard to tell when you're working in a place like this. And to be honest, this is D&D. Could have been both.
Is my see invisibility still up, or is that gone now?
What's the length of time on it?
1 hour?
It has been at least half an hour since it was 12 o'clock. And I said, oh look, a new day started, and you were in the room. You put it on before then. I'll give you 10 minutes left on it.
Okay.
I love that clock. That makes my life so much easier. Because I'll say, this happened at that time.
I didn't pay attention to what time I cast Detect Magic.
It would have been the same reasons for the same thing. So 12 o'clock.
Alright.
Both of you did it at the same time. One saw it, the other one's like, oh, they're doing a spell. I should do a spell. And I'll say it goes in the direction of Bellamy.
Invisibility
Then
was
him.
done while I was petrified.
Oh, fair then. So yeah.
And also, Detect Magic's only 10 minutes, so I think
Oh, that's
it'd
burnt
be
then.
safe to say.
Yeah, that's burnt. And Bellamy has about 10 minutes left. The clock in-game runs faster than real life. I sped it up a little so it makes more sense. You know, because your characters are creeping and being strategic. We just get to have the chess moments in real life. But there is a long hallway that ends in a bend around the corner, as you can see up ahead. As I'll move Flux to the edge. Because I'm cruel. This way everyone can see. But you can see up ahead in the next zone. Around the corner, down a set of stairs, what appears to be numerous coffins, sarcophagi set up with bones set into the wall. A true burial zone in this chamber.
Oh boy.
That place looks bad to the bone.
Oh, oh no.
Since we're creeping.
Oh, is that are we stealth? I can tap my magic stick if we want to stealth.
I'll stealth. I have a new ability that I can add my superiority die to my stealth check.
Yeah, I think we should probably be as quiet as possible.
Okay, let's magic stick. Where is it? Where at will? Bellamy? Yeah. Well, let's do it. Oh Jesus.
It's not bad. That's a D10.
No, it says. Oh, is that your superiority dice?
Yeah, I got a 24 on stealth, you guys.
No, you got a 34.
Oh, I didn't realize somebody cast Pass Without Trace. Okay, cool. I got a 34. I'm almost as sneaky as Jade on a bad day.
If Jade for some reason didn't get the Pass Without a Trace, you'd actually be sneakier than him right now. I mean, Jade did get the plus 10, so you're not, but you could have been.
Just if anyone's curious.
As you're
Display
all slowly creeping forward, and damn, nice. Flux going all out. As you're all creeping forward, it's Alec who feels a shiver run up his spine. Something in this area, anathema to the very concept of your character's being. You're not sure what it is, but something's giving you the heebie-jeebies, man.
I sense a disturbance in the force. There is. There's a voice in my
before you come in here. You know that would get rid of that disturbance. Eh?
There's a voice in my head telling me that there's like an anti-druid about.
Ray looks at you. Voices in my head go. Can you translate? It's getting annoying. It's like riding the airship in that rumble below deck that you just can't get rid of no matter how many times I've hammered out that one damn plate and bent it into shape and twisted it around. It won't go straight, it just vibrates and makes so much noise, and that stupid Morden eyeball won't leave me alone while I'm working on it. I'm trying to twist it around. I hit it with the hammer, and you see Rhea, the anger starting to seep. But she pauses, takes a deep breath, and says, channel it into the sword. Channel it into the sword. Channel it into the sword. I can just channel it into the sword. That'll...
Just give her a nice little pat on the head.
We gotta do some meditation, I think. Rhea, that sounds like a lot.
Oh. So with the creepy aspect, I am instead grabbing Jade's character. I'm gonna move him forward to some safety zone, so that, you can start to see what's ahead. But Jade, what catches your eye is the interesting void of darkness that permeates the corner up here. You can see it with a little bit of an effect I have. But I'll make an area of effect on top so you can see just how large of an area. Oh, it's trying to put a tile. I used the wrong option. Too big. This space appears filled with some odd, mad darkness that none of your visions appear to be able to get through. Oh, I actually have to set the fill to something, so there you go. That works.
Flux will just kind of lean in to Jade and say, should we keep going?
Dark
Do you want to
vision
check it?
doesn't permeate the darkness on this side. Even Bellamy, with her presently enhanced see and visual vision, is getting nothing looking at it. And
do the imps see anything? Because they can see through magical darkness.
no, they do not. And Nimbar, as you step forward, it's like looking at static on a screen, but sadly, I'm being too generous. Your magical vision would have just shorted out when you looked upon it. Like seeing static of energy and power. You know it's magical in nature, whatever that shadow is. That much I'll give you.
Yeah, that was kind of a given if our sights can't see through it.
And Jade, as you break and start to walk down the stairs, you feel pain, hatred, death, the destruction of all that mortality holds dear gripping your heart. You can sense this aura would be very damaging to you if you were aggressive, but at the moment it simply presses down on you. Flux, at your rate, and Alec at his, do not feel this. Rhea, however, is complaining about it because she's stepping beside Jade.
Does my blind sense pick up anything?
Oh, it does. How far out's your blind? Oh, it's going to be more than that.
10 feet?
As you peer with those eyes, only 10 feet of blind sense?
I believe that's what it is.
You got this far, man. That's it.
Yeah. I'm wondering about like the corners of the room and stuff.
Where you're presently standing within 10 foot of you, you see nothing. Just the standard stuff. Nothing near you. That's good if you're going to be under attack. For seeing out to this area? Nah. That's your standard vision. If you want to try and see what's going on here, you're going to have to come to at least this square to get that 10 foot of vision to peer into the beginning of it. What you doing?
How far we want to go, guys?
Whoa.
You take the lead. You got the best. You have the best instincts I know.
Yeah, let's take it a step at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Don't do anything aggressive.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Flux will actually sheath her put away her sword for the first time. She doesn't do it very often, but she'll do it now.
Are we moving forward as a group?
I think we should probably stay close together and high alert.
Like, should be spread out a little bit. So, like, if there's like something like a cone or something, there's more of a chance that we won't all get hit. Like, we'll stay within visual range, but like not group together, because grouping can be bad if something's gonna attack us.
Good point.
Yeah.
Jade is going to move back and forth across the room just in case something catches his blind sense.
Um,
Meanwhile,
I mean, by the look of it.
why don't
meanwhile, you all suddenly notice Rhea.
Oh no! Rhea,
Oh.
stop!
I'm kidding, of course. She's like looking at Jade like, he's showing caution? I'm gonna wait.
Flux will hold on to the bottom of her cloak just in case.
I just thought it was funny.
so,
See if Flux was to throw Rhea forward, sword out, would she be doing a Kamehameha wave?
I'll allow it. Oh. So what is Jade's plan then? As you know with these areas, I like to move it until it comes to a point that your character would have to stop, right?
here, why don't we do this? Not Nimbar can float.
Oh, not Nimbar sneaks his way in very slowly.
Oh, somehow. God damn it. Can you move him off the wall? I don't know how he got there. Thank you.
If Alec puts his hand on Rhea who can feel the pain, does any of it come through?
No.
No. Okay. What?
And not Nimbar's not a creature, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Manifest mind. Yeah. So it does have dark vision. I assume it obviously can't see there, but can it see anything else
This
outside
area
of that?
continues on with crypts and small inlets, some with sarcophagi, most piled with bones, with a set of stairs leading to a sharp turn at the end. Your little creature has no trouble making his way on the far left side of the room as you are going up and to the end.
Okay. So he will float back to me. And as he floated, I'm describing what he sees. Because I have two familiars in a way.
Yep. One of these days I'm gonna steal that spellbook.
No, don't make me rewrite my glyphs.
I'm gonna do it. That'll
Don't
nerf
make
him.
me rewrite. Don't make me rewrite my glyphs. Like that would take a whole of it action.
I know. I swear.
Yeah.
Okay.
How long does it actually take? I wonder.
What's up, Corey?
Is not Nimbar a duplicate?
Not Nimbar is actually just a head. It is a floating head, see-through-ish.
Ah,
It produces light. It's my awakened spellbook.
Yeah, he can basically
cool.
see through it and it can show him things, but it doesn't count as a creature, so it's really hard to get rid of it. Dispel magical nuke it pretty quick, though.
Yes.
very cool.
Some spellcaster, they'll see that thing show up, they'd be like, oh, hi, yeah, you know where I am now, but I know you're coming.
Yeah.
And that's a lot worse.
I mean, it is visible, right? Like
Oh,
it's not
definitely.
invisible or anything. So
Mhm.
It's one of the better ways to really scout out an area, because it comes at like no disadvantage to the caster. They nuke it, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, click, it's back.
yeah, like I can only summon it once a day.
So then,
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I can expend a spell slot of any level to conjure it again.
So Jade, you're the one who leads the creepy stalk. How far are you creeping? So at the moment, as you
I go
draw
here.
near,
Because that corner is within 10 feet. Do I sense anything in there?
well, the corner is not in 10 feet. 10 feet from you would put you here, right? This spot here, you send nada. Oh, the corner here. I thought you meant here. My bad. Sorry. This
No.
corner, nothing you can sense in there. No, just darkness.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Could I try something? We say we feel like pain and violence and like kind of horror.
Anyone who
Anything that
steps over here, you can tell that you're inside of an aura that isn't negatively affecting you yet.
Could I just see if I can, if like something still works? And I use Druidcraft to try and make a seed sprout to see if life is still possible here.
Yeah, no. Life is not possible here. Jade, you walking up to the edge of that darkness?
Alec would give a warning as to what he just found out.
The area breathes anti-life.
Guys, I was hesitant to do this, but I'm starting to get a little more and more paranoid about the darkness. So, I could use a 7th level spell slot and just teleport us all up here. Past this room of hateful deadness.
How long does it take you to cast that?
6 seconds.
Maybe we could just like keep it in the back pocket in case anything hits the fan.
Absolutely. The problem is, like, for it to work, we have to be grouped up. Within 10 feet of each other.
Oh,
we want
within
to
10
look-
feet.
Do we want to look into the darkness?
I
Just
mean,
remember-
No, I
I'm,
don't want the darkness to look into us.
I'm good personally.
We
Because if I
Ain't that-
step right where my mouse is, I'd be able. Everywhere in that darkness would be within my blind sense. But that puts me right next to it.
Where's your mouse? I don't see it for some reason.
it's here.
Hmm.
It's
Don't know why I can't
entirely
see this.
your call, Jade.
Well, as long as we've kept our distance, nothing has happened yet. Knock on wood. Does anyone got wood? Here's looking at you, Alec.
Do you want like a stick or something?
Just knock on your wood for us.
Oh, you want to pass without a trace?
No, no. I was making a joke. You know, nothing's happened yet. Knock on wood. And
All
I
right,
had to
yeah.
Stop and think about. Hey, wait, what do we got here? That's wood. Druid. You're about the only person I can think of with wood. The monk's back there with a stick somewhere too. I suppose I could knock on the stick on my back.
So,
So the question is, do you want me to get close to the darkness?
what?
Because
I'd say no.
I've always made sure to keep 5 feet of different distance between me and the darkness. But the thing is, in that obsidian room, we found the extra Hellsbane. What if this darkness is a copy of the other blade?
That's a really good point.
Now, could try another rock.
Or I have an idea. Flux will toss you a rope and tie one end around her waist as like an anchor. Just in case.
Well, I don't have to go into the darkness. I just have to
I know.
next.
I know. I'm just concerned that if you get close to it, you're gonna get sucked into it. So I thought maybe if I had, like, if we don't use the rope, that's totally fine. I just in
Wait,
case, because we
wait a-
never know.
Wait a moment.
You hear a
Do you
rattling.
still have?
Ray holds up chain, nods.
Do you still have the Cloak of the Mountain back? Like, have you used it today?
Yes.
I used it against the obsidian guys. Oh,
Right.
and it recharges at dawn.
Um,
I personally vote against going near it.
What if we try to dispel it?
We could do that.
That might be considered an aggressive act against it, and we got the feeling that if you do anything aggressive, something bad will happen.
Right. Can you tie the rope around your waist just to make me feel better, Jade? Please.
right, because we might be overthinking it. It could just be as soon as we step in line with it, something goes off. So maybe that would be the first step. Is just like, can we even get to the midpoint of the room? Is walking past it an option? So we're going to need to find that out either way.
So then we want to have a look first, so perception, see if we see anything. Because my blind sense is not taking nothing, and my passive 22 perception is not picking up anything. So if there's anything here, we need to actively roll.
Yeah, is there any noise coming from the darkness?
At the moment, nothing that you can hear.
I'd just say we keep going around and away.
Yeah. I'm kind of feeling like we should just leave it.
I'm
Jade-
fine to have Jade look into it as long as he ties the rope around his waist.
Jade does raise a
As
good
long as you're
point
comfortable.
about the swords.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too.
Doesn't Jade, like, always die, though?
Yeah, but we don't want him to.
Rhea looks at Rhea would
My-
look
my
back and
point
say he
being-
gets better.
It grows back.
My point being that maybe it's a bad idea to have
Yeah,
Jade
I
look
know.
into it.
So you
I know
got
what
the
you're
party here
thinking.
strategizing, and Bellamy's like, well, we can't just let Jade get killed. And Jade's happens all the time. Bellamy's like, this is not okay.
Yeah.
Here's the kicker, guys. Jade's only 19.
Yeah, he's a youngin'.
I had absolutely
Oh
no
my God.
idea.
He's 19 years old and friends with death.
It's hard to tell ages with all the fur.
I think it has to be your call, Dan, because if you want to look in it and risk your life, then it has to be you thinking that. Or if we want to be extra cautious and just sneak around it. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Should have known. I mean,
Alright.
I kind of
As,
suspected.
as
Did
soon
you
as you
please?
said it, as soon as you,
I know.
Alec was already bracing. As soon
know.
as you said it.
Did you tie the rope around your waist, Jade?
So Jade,
Something happens when I move here, guys.
as you take a 5-foot step forward, readying to move
my
another
God.
5 foot to the darkness, you suddenly notice from the back corner near the wall where I indicate 2 glowing blue eyes opening, glaring at you all as they shift their glance from one side to the other. And being as close as you are now, 10 foot in to get to this location, you see a horrifying sight with your blind vision. Though the darkness impedes your ability to fully see it, a huge hand reaches up to grab the edge of the wall, breaking
Oh, dear.
and tearing stone beneath its mighty grasp.
Hey guys, there's something really big in there, and the darkness is looking back.
Told you, look back.
Hey, look, I'm 5 feet away from it. I stayed away like you said.
Is this reminiscent of, remember in the last Liches?
Yeah,
Uh,
the thousand soul spell or whatever it was called.
yeah, there was the doors that hands kept coming out. Is
I was
this...
thinking about that too.
Oh,
The
yeah.
difference
Give
here,
him food.
and I will say this one for Jade, as you stare on with your blind sight. The hand doesn't shift or move, it simply grips the wall and awaits. You're not sure what's going on, but there is one thing you are deathly certain of. It's no illusion. There is
Okay.
physically a being there. Your blind sight, if this was an illusion, would not be triggered. You would not blind sight an illusion. They're illusions, they affect vision. Your blind sight is practically absolute. The only thing stronger is true sight. Blind sight
Okay.
senses whatever's there
Oh my god.
is physical.
Take a 5-foot step back, please. Please.
The eyes
Does
still
it-
remain within the darkness, drifting between Jade and anyone else close enough that it could see. Flux, I think, is around the corner too much, so not her, but Bellamy maybe.
So,
So
so Gargarat,
I'm gonna have some fun, however, because you do your thing first though for Nimbar.
so Gargarat, can you tell us what you see, my good friend? That's
You
the name
what?
of the shield reel, right, Gargarat?
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
The shield of the Hidden Lord has Gargaroth in it, isn't it? No, I'm dating myself.
The shield
Yeah.
of the Lindelof does have Gargaloth in it. His powers are pretty nice. It's a pretty nice shield, +4, legendary rarity. It's supposed to be good's triumph over evil. As for its actual power, one second here. I got the Forgotten Realms website. I just want to make sure. I think it has true sight.
True sight
Up
out to a range of
120 feet.
120 feet. Now, he can say, bugger off,
Yep.
I don't like you.
Oh no,
by
he just
any means.
casually responds. Oh yeah, I can see inside of there. Why do you ask?
What do you see?
There's a big guy back there. I thought that was obvious.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
Are you willing to tell us?
Well, that might be an answer for next week. The DM says as he cuts the session. As the shield has acknowledged, yes, there's something big and something scary and something powerful back there. He mutters under his breath. Enough, though, for telepathy to still catch. A monster of anti-life. Antithesis to all that you hold. And a slow chuckle follows. Life eaters. Nasty creations. From the negative plane. And that might send a shiver up Alex back, because the negative plane is generally tantamount to suicide going there. The plane sucks the life and soul from any audacious creatures, annihilating them outright. It is antithesis to the living mortal plane, where a druid would certainly call home. The very anti-life nature of it is exact opposite to Alec. But what sort of a ferocious monstrosity could be doing from such an area here? Find out next week on Conqueror of Avernus.
Oh boy.
Give you all something to think about how you'd like to approach on this one. As mentioned,
Flux lets out a little nervous toot. Real squeaker.
and Rhea blames Alec.
Yeah. Also, where the day changed, did everyone give themselves a date of birth? Just kind of a random
Nope.
question for you.
No way. I don't know what the calendar is like here.
Oh, yeah, the calendar of
No.
Harptos is the one for it.
I ended up like just doing research to randomly pick a day. I was just kind of curious if I'm the only keener like that.
If anyone's curious, and birthdays are great, I used them in Waterdeep way back. I'll throw a link to the calendar of Harptos up. It's just a generic calendar. It has the same number of days as ours. The months are just different. And you can transfer it over pretty easy. As of right now, you're all sitting inside the month of... It doesn't say anymore. I'll have to get that fixed.
No, we're in the month of Uktar.
Yeah, it's just the start of winter. But it's not saying it on my little... But I can fix that. I'll probably just reset a setting. I might have to clear the calendar. I'll take a screenshot.
I'm showing the 11th of Uktar.
11, 12, 14, 93, DR. It's not... There it is! Shoot, I had to click on it. If I click, it goes into just standard form. Yeah, it is Uktar, because it's been about a year. The campaign originally started near the end of Hammer back in Waterdeep, and now we're all the way around to Uktar, so, you know. Mind you, that was a long time ago. So we will pick this one up next week. I'm just going to do the pause button. 2:03 a.m. in-game, as this party seems to have discovered some horrendously ancient, powerful being of anti-life, standing between them and their goals.
Oh, Courtney, how's the rabbit doing?
She's doing really well. She had an appointment at the vet, and she looks really good. She's going in a week to get weighed because we had to change her diet, so we're monitoring that now. And then other than that, she has to go in like every 3 months indefinitely, potentially for the rest of her life, for checkups. But right now, she doesn't need any more surgeries, and she's healing really well.
Wonderful.
Awesome. I'm super happy. Yeah. Jillian said that there was good news, so I needed to hear it.
Yeah.
That is
Thanks for
good to hear.
asking.